I think.
Yeah.
Available here at the fair. But again, this is the Amish race ready to go. Field of 6.
Pole over there. The pole.
For the Amish race. And they're off. Moving away well from the center of the pack. That is Patty the third. Between horses then is Attaboy Harry. Defending that rail is Nate Weaver with Stonebridge Dragon. It is Stonebridge Dragon taking over as they hit the first turn. A couple of lengths back to second is Gamebred, followed by Attaboy Harry. Pulling and rolling from fourth, that is Patty the third, followed by Tricks of Terror and Impressive Beauty. So they're lined up in program order here as they head towards the quarter, and it is Stonebridge Dragon and Nate Weaver at the head of the pack. Stonebridge Dragon takes him past the quarter. A right tight second is Gamebred. Content to sit third here in the early going, that is Attaboy Harry. Then fourth is Patty the third. Gapped out about 10 lengths then in the fifth is Tricks of Terror. Moving up from the back, that is Impressive Beauty. But it's still Stonebridge Dragon. Stonebridge Dragon is led throughout. Opens up about a 4-length bulge here as they pass the grandstand for the first time. Again, folks, they do go around twice, and we're at the half-mile mark, and Stonebridge Dragon opening up now with a 5-length advantage for Nate Weaver. Gamebred and Seth Miller are still there in second. Attaboy Harry is third. Going the overland route from fourth is Patty the third. Then comes Impressive Beauty, and the trailer is Tricks of Terror. But in his own race still is Stonebridge Dragon. This one trying to bottom out the field. He's opened up about a 7-length advantage as they head towards the three-quarters. Pulling and moving up into second now, that is Attaboy Harry and Marlon Miller on the move. Still third is Gamebred with Patty the third and Impressive Beauty. Three-quarters comes and goes. It's all Stonebridge Dragon. Stonebridge Dragon now, and Nate Weaver putting on a show. They have an 8-length advantage as they hit the turn for home. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all Stonebridge Dragon in Amish Race 2025. Nate Weaver putting on a show here with Stonebridge Dragon. He has a 15-length lead. Stonebridge Dragon opening up and destroying this field for Nate Weaver. Winning the race for place is Attaboy Harry, followed by Gamebred, Impressive Beauty, and Patty the third, and Tricks of Terror. Great job by all here in Amish Race 2025. We'll be right back at you with the changes for our 13-race program. first race one. Leading the eighth, there are 2 straights for owner Philip King and Andrew Miller. Is in stalking. The Mooney, Gary Martin trains and co-owns with Brian Kleinberg Racing and Tridente. Driver change on the 2 to Logan Ebersol. Number 3 is Bay Camo. Ty Loy trains and drives for owner John Freilich. 4 Ultimate Catch. Scott Cox conditions for owners Wayne Mast and Jason Ash. Jason Thompson does the driving. 5 is Creek Shark. Gary Martin trains this one for owner Sue Stockwell. Justin Irvin is in the bike. And number 6 is Captain's Dance. Rosie Weaver trains and co-owns with David Jury. Drew Neal does the driving. That's the field of 6 for today's
Beautiful. 13 races on tap. We will have some changes throughout the entire card, but 76 horses have been dropped in the box. 27 trainers represented. That first post parade you saw was the first division of freshman colt pacers. We think we score 6 wide here.
Pretty sure we scored 6 wide.
We saw 6 wide in our opening Amish race.
We did see 6 in the Amish race, which was very fun. There was a dominant winner in there for Nate Weaver, I believe. So kudos to him because that was a very impressive mile on a chilly night. For those that aren't in Burton, Ohio, it is cold.
It is.
It's pretty cold.
We can talk
and
more.
The sun's still out right now. But
we have to eventually talk more about our experience so far with Burton and getting here, but we'll go ahead and take a look at this first race. A field of 6. Manny Miller drives the 1, leading Yankee for Larry is it Foes?
I always say Foos.
Foos. This is a 2-year colt by Yankee Cruiser. Be the 4th lifetime start for this Yankee Cruiser. Last time out at Hicksville, did have a 3rd place finish in 202 and $1,600 made. Originally a $17,000 purchase out of the Ohio Select.
Number 2 is Show Me the Mooney. Logan Ebersol will pick up the catch drive for Gary Martin, who comes with Kleinberg Racing and Tridente Seniors. A 2-year-old Fear the Dragon gelded son out of Western Moonlight by Western Hanover. 0 for 6 in his career. Clocked in 59 and 3 at Northfield on Summit County Fair tonight, but still looking to break through and find the winner's circle.
Tyloy trains and will drive the 3 Bay Camo. Last time out in a Buckeye Stallion series at Scioto, had a 5th place finish, so was in the money there. Paced the mile in 1:53 and 3.
4 Ultimate Catch, Jason Thompson, who just picked up his 2000 win at the Stark County Fair, will do the driving for Scott Cox, Wayne Mass Jr., Jason Ash. 2-year-old Catch the Fire, gelded son out of Ultimate Thrill. Clocked in the Wellington Fair in 2 minutes and a near 10-length score.
Justin Irvine to drive the 5. Creek Shark for Gary Martin. This is a Fear the Dragon. Was 2nd, 2 back at Jefferson.
And the 6 Captain's Dance, Drew Neal for Rosie Weaver. Cones with David Jury. 2-year-old Dancing Yankee son was 3rd in the Buckeye Stallion at Scioto on 152, 2 for 8 in his career. Field of 6 behind the gate. They are 6 across. So we'll send it up to Dave Bianconi with the call of the first from Burton, Ohio.
Here they come. And they're off and pacing at Geauga County Fair 2025. From the outside, that is Captain's Dance. The 5 Creek Shark made an early bobble. Now jetting to the lead is Bay Camo. But ranging up on the outside, that is Captain's Dance and Drew Neal taking over. Bay Camo and Ty Loy back to 2nd with leading Yankee right there in 3rd. It's a gap of 3 then to Show Me the Mooney 4th, followed by Ultimate Catch, and Creek Shark off that slow beginning is the trailer. But heading past the quarter-mile mark, that is Captain's Dance and Drew Neal. They stopped the timer at the quarter mile in 29 and 3. Captain's Dance now with a 2-length advantage over Bay Camo. Leading Yankee is a right tight 3rd. Also tightening that gap in 4th is Show Me the Mooney. First to offer, pulling from 5th. Here comes Jason Thompson with Ultimate Catch. And at the back of the pack is Creek Shark. But as they turn and pass the grandstand for the first time, the 1 to catch is still Captain's Dance. Captain's Dance and Drew Neal with a 2-length advantage here as they pass the half-mile mark. Still along the inside in 2nd is Bay Camo. On the outside 3rd is Ultimate Catch. Half was slowed to a 101 and 3. They crawled a 32-second second quarter. So Captain's Dance in the catbird seat as he has been pretty much throughout the mile, grinding up on the outside now into second. That is Ultimate Catch. Here comes on the outside second over Creek Shark, making his move. Needing racing room along the inside is Bay Camo. Then you'll find Leading Yankee, and the trailer is Show Me the Mooney. But as they hit 3/4, it is still Captain's Dance, holding on in 1:34 and 2. Ultimate Catch has had to go the overland route, but still only a half length back as they hit the turn for home. Tightening in along the inside is Bay Camo. Somebody better tell Ty Lloyd there's no passing lane here at Burton. But as they hit the top of the stretch, the one to catch is still Captain's Dance. Captain's Dance trying to hold off Ultimate Catch, but Ultimate Catch is game. Ultimate Catch gets the job done over Captain's Dance. Going to be tight for show between Bay Camo and Leading Yankee. Time of that mile, 2:06 flat.
2:06 flat. Ultimate Catch. Jason Thompson picks up yet another win. As you just mentioned, he just crossed that 2,000th milestone. What was it, a couple days ago now?
Yeah, it was on Wednesday. So I think he got one on Thursday, so maybe 2002. Basically when I was born, practically, it feels like.
When were you born?
1999.
Ah, I'm even older than you. Not by much, but a little bit.
Yeah, very little. 98, right?
98, yep.
Steve looks pretty young. Steve, are you the youngest of our set
I
today?
think he is. When's your birthday? August 98. So I'm the old lady here
I'm the
today.
young one.
Nice performance. So I wasn't even really paying that much attention to Ultimate Catch. I really thought our 6-horse, Captain's Dance, was going to go basically wire to wire there, but just snuck up on him. That is a win for trainer Scott Cox.
Yeah, Ultimate Catch sustained a long first overbid there. He was out pretty much pulled just past the half, and then looked like, yeah, like you said, the 6 was going to go all the way, and just the last few strides, the 4 was resurgent in the stretch and goes by and gives Thompson and Scott Cox the win. This one, very impressive. Wellington, near 10-length score, 2 back. So on the fair circuit, he's done nothing wrong. Win at Wellington and a second at Summit County Fair night at Northfield. So
Here he is making his way back to the winner's circle. That is the second lifetime win for this Catch the Fire gelding.
And there is an objection that has been lodged by number 5, Creek Shark and Justin Irvine, against the 6 Captain's Dance for possible interference at the start again. So we have number 4, your unofficial winner, number 6, Captain's Dance, second, although there is an objection against the second place horse right now, and a photo for show.
Well, you heard that the same time that we did. So we do have our unofficial winner. The 4 should be fine and standing. But our 6 did cross the finish line in second, but there is an objection. I'm sure, it's a driver's objection, right, is what we heard?
yeah, driver's objection, yep.
As yet unofficial winner of today's opening race, it's number 4, Ultimate Catch, 2-year-old gelded son of Catch the Fire out of the McCardle mare, Ultimate Thrill. Trained by Scott Cox for owner Wayne Mass Jr. of Dundee, Ohio, with co-owner Jason Ash of Powell, Ohio. Driven to victory here by Jason Thompson. Second career win for Ultimate Catch.
Well, it sounds like the objection won't affect our winner, most likely. They did both bobble coming out. I actually thought the 4 and the 5 had maybe hit each other with wheels or something. So it doesn't surprise me that there is something there at the start because the 4 and the 5 were very rough at the beginning. 6, Justin obviously feels like Drew maybe crossed over too soon or something. We don't have the greatest vantage point, so it'd
We do not.
be very impossible for us to make any calls. But
Really, the way that we're set up today, obviously you guys just saw it in that first race. There is a lot of obstruction into the first turn. We have a Cookin' Cowboy Cafe that is taken up the entirety of that first turn. So not sure we would not be able to fix that for you today. And even here into the last turn, on top of the stretch coming out of it, we've got a camper smacking our way.
yeah. But at least the Cookin' Cowboy Cafe, we can have dinner later. So 13 races and starting with an objection in the first.
We're off to a great start.
Not
It's
the
all right.
smoothest for time purposes.
But would you rather it be 100 degrees?
No,
this-
I would take the cold any day.
Would you?
Yeah.
I think it just depends for me.
I used to complain about like winter, and it's like, oh my God, it's so cold, it's so cold, it's so cold. But as I've gotten older, and when it's 95 degrees in the middle of summer and you have to go out of the house, it's like I'll take the winter and just bundle up now.
I'm really surprised we have had great weather this week. A little bit more October-ish than late August, really September, right? But I don't know if it's gonna last. Will it last throughout the fall now?
I have no idea, but I do know both jugs I've been to, it's been 95 degrees both of the days. So the fact that it's 60 today and we still haven't even got to jug week, I would assume that it's gonna warm up eventually.
Have you guys decided if you're making it down to the jug this year?
50-50.
50-50.
I'm gonna be a game time decision.
So why is that? Walk me through your thought process.
Well, catch this driver change first.
Number 1, Long Tom Jess, making the driver Joseph Yoder. Again, 10th race for 1, Long Tom Jess. Driver change to Joseph Yoder.
So Dave does a lot of TV for the jug. He does the TV all week with Gabe and Wendy.
Oh, the simulcast.
The simulcast
Yep.
feed.
Okay.
So I'm in the race office all week, me and Michael Carter.
Oh.
So that limits, how much free time we have. And then Wednesday's a double draw because we don't want to draw on jug day because everyone's impossible to get a hold of. So it's a double draw Wednesday, race Wednesday night, and then I'd have to drive 2.5 hours Thursday, sit through about 37 races or whatever that they have at the jug, and then drive home. And then we race Friday night. So it's a lot going on that week.
Understandable. But you have experienced it before. And
I have experienced before, and for anyone that hasn't experienced it, I certainly would recommend that you have to go at some point in your lifetime because it is a very fun time, and everyone's so just happy to be there. I've never met someone that wasn't happy at the Little Brown Jug.
That's a good observation. I have heard that they are going to cap Jug Day at 18 races. I think the last couple of years we've teetered between like 21, 22, and it just makes for even just those 4 extra.
Yeah.
Makes for a really, really long
and they go
day.
fast relatively there because, there is parimutuel wagering, but it's not like a parimutuel track. And
the new judge's call will be 4-3-1. Again, the judge's call for the official order of finish will be 4-3-1. Number 6, Captain's Dance, was disqualified and placed 6th for interference after the start. Again, 4-3-1 is going to be your winning top 3 combination here in the opener.
so we do have a
We
disqualification in the first race. Which, I guess for the sake of people that were here, it's probably a good thing the 6 didn't win because getting DQ'd out of a winner is, especially as the 4 to 5 favorite, that would have been tough for the crowd here. So, saved some. We would have not had everyone be happy here in Burton like the jug, but disqualification of the 6 Captain's Dance placed last in race number 1. So new order of finish is 4-3-1.
So we'll still wait for that official rundown all the way through, but they went to a pretty brisk opening quarter here in that first race, 29-3, and we ended that mile in 2:06.
Yeah, last quarter in 31-3.
I think you're right. Yeah.
31-3. What was the half? I didn't get the half.
Half in 101-3. Slowed down pretty
So
significantly.
the second lap was almost in 105. And the result is now official, 4-3-1. So 4-3-1, the official from the opener in 2:06.
Your prices are up on the board. Nice prices in the opener. Number 4, Ultimate Catch, paid $10 to win, $7.40 to place, $3.40 to show. These are all based on $2 bets, of course. The 3, Bay Camo, was placed second. He will pay $5.40 and $2.60. And the 1, Leading Yankee, was placed third, $5.20. No one had to try. 4-3 all is going to pay $30.20. And the exact of 4-3 also paid $30.20. Official order of finish in the opening race. Number 1, Leading Yankee, finished 4th but was placed 3rd. 2, Show Me the Mooney, was 5th, placed 4th. 3, Bay Camo, 3rd, placed 2nd. Number 4, Ultimate Catch, was the race winner. 5, Creek Shark, 6th, placed 5th. And finally, the 6, Captain's Dance, finished second, but was placed sixth for causing interference after the start. So top down, it's 4 plays 3, 5 plays 4, 3 plays 2, 1, 6 plays 5, 2 plays 6. We're going to move ahead to the second race shortly. There are some changes.
Quite a lot of changes to make us official for the first. Well, that is going to do it. Ultimate Catch notches that second lifetime win. Turning the page, second race up next. Looks to be the one and only division of 2-year-old filly pacers. $15,000 on the line. Now scratch down to a field of 7. Join us back here shortly and we will introduce you.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. Or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Dublin Valley Farms, home of Volstead Sire of 2024 Ohio Horse of the Year Sugar Instead. Also standing at Dublin Valley Farms, Slay, a promising young son of Chapter 7 and Coach K Hanover by world record holder Walner. Looking for your next winner? Dublin Valley Farms and our clients are offering an exciting lineup of yearlings with current and fashionable pedigrees. Available at public auctions this year. Backed by a team that cares, Dublin Valley Farms, Fredericksburg, Ohio.
Welcome back. Headed into race 2 at the great Geauga County Fair here in Burton. This is our one and only day of racing. We've got 13 total on tap. Beautiful weather, nice crowd. Interesting racing already to kick us off. We started with some Amish races. They actually did go a full mile. We thought they just went a half.
I was told a half a mile, so I was shocked when Dave was treating it like it was going a mile, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure they were stopping at the half, but it didn't matter. The horse that won was in front by 10 at the half and in front by 10 at the finish, so they weren't going to catch him, but.
So that was all Pacers, our Amish race. If you do want to view it, if you didn't watch it when we were live, you can scroll back in the feed and be able to take a look. All Pacers. I didn't realize if they were going to do Pacers or Trotters.
Yeah, they did all have pacing hobbles on.
Yeah. I'm surprised we need a trotting division next year.
Yeah. Don't ask me to drive in it.
I don't know. Some of those boys can probably put it to some of our guys, too.
Yeah, it's true. They were going good. And Myron Weaver, his horse was scratched later, but he actually drove in the Amish race, and he's programmed in race 10 or 11 later.
Oh,
so
I didn't notice.
He was in the Amish race and then was going to be in the regular card, but his horse just unfortunately scratched. Race 2, though, is our only, well, we have a scratch. It doesn't count. But I was going to say only full field of the day with 8 horses. So double trailer here. 7 and 8 will start from the second tier. So I'm sure there's no possible way that there could be any interference or anything. It's going to be a very clean race.
Right. When we first sat down, like, does it really score 6 wide here? This isn't a huge track. It's really not. Looks like everybody has already made their way for this second race. Freshmen, filly pacers. If you're following along with the program, Dave, of course, is going to give you all of those changes. But the 2 is a scratch, and the 6, Rose Run Bella, will now be driven by Drew Neal. $15,400 on the line for this one. And here they are. We'll throw it up to Dave Bianconi for the post parade.
Like you want to do
Second race, Pacers are on the track. 1 is Song of World Peace. Isaiah Shrake for owner Phil Baldoff. Logan Eversall's in the bike. 2 is Scratched. 3, Deborah L. Hank Levan trains and drives for Levan, Freeze, and Levan. 4 is Mount Thomas, Herman Hagerman for Hagerman Racing and Melinda Hirschberger with Emmanuel Miller. 5, Standardbred, Ty Loy trains and drives for owner David Wills. 6, Rose Run Bella, again Herman Hagerman for Hagerman Racing and Martin Yoder. Driver change on the 6, Rose Run Bella to Drew Neal. 7, Stone Creek Girl. Betty Clegg trains for owner Kimber Clegg with Braden Rhodes in the bike. And the 8 is Last Season. James Day trains and drives for Power Play Racing 87.
There's our field for the second, scratched down to a field of 7 2-year-old filly pacers for $15,400. 1, Song of World Peace, Logan Ebersol for Isaiah Shrake and Phil Baldoff. A 2-year-old bay filly by Bring on the Beach out of the Yankee Cruiser Mare Surf Song. She's 0 for 6 in her career, has the inside post here, has a couple of third-place finishes at Lisbon and Painesville back in July.
Our 2 is a scratch. The 3, Hank Levan trains and drives Deborah L. This is a black Racing Hill filly. 15 starts on the year with a single win. That was last time out at Richwood. Won there in 2:03 and 2. Of course, that was a lifetime mark. $17,000 on the card for this filly.
4, Mount Camus, Manny Miller driving for Herman Hagerman, Hagerman Racing, and Melinda Hirschberger. 2-year-old bay filly by Catch the Fire to the American Ideal mare Anaconda, who's done nothing wrong in her 9 tries. 4 wins, 4 seconds, hasn't missed the exact in at least 6 straight on the program, including wins at Hicksville and Bowling Green, clocked in 2:01 and 2 at Napoleon, finishing second to Juliet Capulet.
Ty Loy is going to sit behind Standardbred. This is the Ponderosa filly. Has hit the board 3 times in 5 lifetime tries. Mostly has been at the Paramutuals. Raced pretty consistently in the Buckeye Stallion Series. Last time out at Scioto in the BSS. Was in the money. Had 5th place finish in 154 and 3. Start before that though, at Urbana in the BSS was a winner by just over a length in 159 and 1. $19,000 made. Originally bred by Gerald Bookmeyer, now owned by David Wills.
6 is Rose Run Bella, program trained Drew Neal will do the driving, also for Hagerman and Hagerman Racing and Martin Yoder. 2-year-old down by the Seaside filly, out of the Dragon again, mare Rose Run Uptown Gal. 0 for 7 in her career, just finished second at Mount Gilead in 2:03. This one had been racing at the Paramutual tracks, took a couple of tries in the Sire Stakes, had 5th place efforts, and had broken equipment in that BSS try most recently, so ended up finishing 8th there, but was sent off at 16-1 from the rail.
7 horse, and starting from the second tier now is Stone Creek Girl. Braden Rhodes drives for Betty Clegg. This is a pet rock filly out of Proven to Be Bad, a proven lover mare owned by Kimber Clegg, of course, of Pennsylvania. 15 starts, 3 wins, 5 seconds, and 2 third-place finishes. $18,000 made for Stone Creek Girl. Originally a $6,000 purchase out of the Buckeye Classic. About 3 back there, I believe at Wellington, had a second-place finish in 2:02 flat.
And also from the second tier is the 8 last season. James Day drives and trains for Power Play Racing, 87, 2-year-old Summa Cum Laude filly out of the Cam Luck mare Depth More Depth. 1 for 7 in her career with 3 seconds. That win is at Lisbon in 2:04 and 1 when she destroyed a field, winning by nearly 15 lengths. And this one finished 7th in the Buckeye Try at Northfield back on July 14th. You know, in this field of 8, which this doesn't happen often, especially with 2-year-olds because there's so many down by the Seasides or Fear the Dragons, all 8 of these horses have different sires.
Huh, that is a good catch. That is a very good catch. No, because you're right. Exactly. When we really have a field of pacers, it's predominantly either Catch the Fire, Down by the Seaside, and there might be a couple others sprinkled in there, but these are all over the board.
Yeah, usually you have a couple of those Seasides. Although I don't know. I think I've talked about this a couple of times, but I'm convinced that the Summa Cum Laude sire is going to have be very predominant next year in these races, because the first crop has been very good. They've been winning at first asking, a lot of them. I don't know if they've quite turned into like stakes caliber yet. The Down by the Seasides obviously still have, and you have horses like Sippin' on Sea Rock and for the Burke Barn they're down by the Seaside colts and geldings, but on the On the freshman side, the summa cum laudes have been pretty good, so I'd be curious to see what they are in his second crop next year.
Definitely very early in the season, we were shooting freshman focus and getting out to the matinees before anybody, hit the track for the first time. There were a lot of trainers that were high on their summa cum laudes, and I think you're right. They're probably not really proven yet by any means, but there's definitely some nice ones out there that have made some money and are starting to understand what they're supposed to be doing. And I think, if my memory is going to serve me correctly, summa cum laude is also some beach somewhere. So, in a roundabout way, shares some bloodlines with the seaside, down by the seaside as well.
Would make sense of why they've been so precocious. Good family, good breeding, turned into good racehorses. Our field of 7 is behind the Mike Tyborowski starting car. And we will send it up to Dave Bianconi with a call of the second for $15,000.
Here they come for the second. They're off and pacing. That is Mount Camus pushing the gate away. To the inside now, Deborah L. leaves alertly. Also on the outside, Standardbred is part of the early mix. Back into fourth then, you will find Song of World Peace, followed by Stone Creek Girl in sixth. Then at the back of the pack, you have Last Season. The trailer is Rose Run Bella. But as they head towards the quarter, that is Mount Camus and Emmanuel Miller setting the fractions. Right there in second, you'll find Deborah L. and Hank Levan. Third is Standardbred as they pass the quarter mile in a moderate 30-3. Fourth in the early going is Song of World Peace, followed by Stone Creek Girl in fifth. Then comes Last Season. Your trailer remains Rose Creek Bella. They're in straight alignment as they turn to pass the grandstand for the first time, and they're all chasing Mount Camus. Mount Camus, a lukewarm 2-1 co-favorite here, leading the way for Emmanuel Miller. Getting the good trip in second is Deborah L. Standardbred content to sit third as they pass the half. Moving up on the outside from fourth, that is Stone Creek Girl. Half went in 1:03.2. And Mount Camus has set all the fractions thus far. Getting some company now. Here comes Standardbred. Standardbred and Ty Lloyd dead set on the lead. They're within a half a length as they head down the backstretch. But it's still Mount Camus on top. Standardbred on the outside second. Along the rail then third, Deborah L. Second over fourth is Stone Creek Girl. Also trying to get into contention along the inside is Song of World Peace. As they pass three quarters in 1:35.3, it is Mount Camus trying to see it through, but Standardbred is still right there. We're down to these two now, and it's Mount Camus starting to kick away at the top of the stretch. Mount Camus and Emmanuel Miller opening up now, and Mount Camus putting on a show in the stretch. This one's going to be an easy winner. Standardbred second with Deborah L. and Song of World Peace. But Mount Camus is your winner of race 2 in 2:05.4.
2:05.4 for Mount Camus, wire to wire. She just continues to just make money for the Hagerman team. Now 5 wins from 10 tries, so a perfect 50%. She's hit the board, hit the exacta in 9 of those 10. 90% top 2 as a 2-year-old. Daughter of Catch the Fire has been very strong on the fair circuit.
When you introduced her, you said that she really has done no wrong. We saw that once again. She proved herself. She's only really not hit the board, one time, and it's been so long ago we can't even see it. And I'd be curious to open her lines maybe on USTA or so and see what maybe that first start was for her.
Yeah, and she's just a $4,500 purchase too. And this will really boost up her earnings for the year at $7,500. So over 25, almost 26,000 after today.
And I was going to say, this is a nice paycheck too. This is the only division, so we're going for a nice thick purse. This is really, even for having one and only division, this is one of the biggest purses I think I've seen in any of the county fairs so far. As far as
total.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of like 12s and 13s, but 15 is a hefty one to go for. She is back into the winner's circle.
4-5-3 is your official order of finish in today's second race. And back in front of the stands, headed for the winner's enclosure, is the 4 Mount Camus. Prices are up. Number 4 Mount Camus paid $680, $320, and $240. 5 paid $260 to place, and up to $5 on the show end for the 5 Standardrosa. 3 Deborah L, $3 to show. 4-5-3 Try paid $19. Daily Double 4 and 4 returned a handsome $25. And your Perfecta 4-5 going to bounce back here momentarily. But getting their photo taken here, your official winner of the second race, it's the 4 Mount Camus, 2-year-old daughter of Catch the Fire, out of the American Ideal mare Anagata. Herman Hagerman trains and co-owns. He's from Mount Vernon, as is Melinda Hirschberger, the other co-owner from Money Earn in Mount Vernon, Ohio. Driven to victory here by Emmanuel Miller. Catch the Fire progeny now 2 for 2 in the Geauga County Fair meet.
I assume he'll be giving us this official rundown. Another one, the opening quarter was quite a bit faster than the rest. They went to the first in 30 and 3, to the half in 103 and 2, 3 quarters 135 and 3, and then I have that final mile time. Here we go.
Second race. Number 1, Song of World Peace was 4th. The 2 was scratched. 3 Deborah L third. 4 Mount Camus was the race winner. 5 Standardrosa second. 6 Rose Run Bella was 6th. 7 Stone Creek Girl 5th. And the 8 last season was 7th. Top down, we got a 4, scratch 3, 1, 2, 6, 5, 7. Third race is up next.
Well, we're going to go for another healthy purse here, but there's a lot less competitors. Just a field of 3, but they're going to go for $14,385. And Gary Martin is guaranteed at least, what, is that 35% of the purse?
When there's only, I don't know.
I don't know what the purse structure is either.
The distribution's quite a bit different when there's only, 4, 3, 2 in a race. So a lot.
Gary's going to get a lot
here.
Get
a good chunk of it.
2 of the 3 horses, and Rosie Weaver has the other one. And after these messages, join us for the third.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
Have you heard about Bob? It's the Buckeye Owner Bonus, the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association's new incentive program. The program is for people who purchase yearlings or retain their homebreds out of mares registered and eligible for the OHHA's Breeders' Award program at the upcoming 2025 sales. The total bonus will be 1/2 the amount designated for that year's Breeders' Award program. For more information about the Buckeye Owner Bonus, visit OHHA.com or call 614-221-3650.
Do you want your horse to shine in the winner's circle? Feed DAC Oil. It makes a world of difference.
Welcome back to the Geauga County Fair, the great Geauga County Fair here in Burton, Ohio. 2 down of our 13 race action, so we have 11 left. Race 3 is up next for 2-year-old trotting colts. $14,385. Program change Jason Thompson will drive the 1 Moonshine Marseille.
I don't think any of them are out quite yet. He was just calling for him, I think. I was trying to make sure we don't miss it.
With 3 horses, you would think they'd be ready. They'd be right out there, and this might be the longest post parade of the day.
Well, let's talk about the great Geauga County. I think this is all 3 of us on air today. This is our very first time up here. I live a whopping just under 4 hours or so. So this one's not close to me. It would never have been on my radar if I wasn't sent up here for work. And I had no idea what to expect.
You wouldn't day trip this one?
I would not, believe it or not. At 8 hours in a car for a day, I don't know if I would have done it. But I am staying all weekend here and excited to just explore the area. But I was blown away by the size and the attendance so far of this fair.
Very, very strong attendance. Probably the most attended fair I've been to all summer. The road to get in was starting to get pretty busy. The parking that you're in the backstretch is quite full from here.
Right. I don't know if Steven can maybe pick it up on the camera. You guys you bully your way through. I'm like, oh, I'm a race official. Put me close to grandstand. I just kind of go wherever. I don't mind walking. But I think that's a school that's kind of butted up to the backside, and I am way, way, way back in the back 40 by the school.
You are closer to the schoolyard than you are to the racetrack.
Yes, and it took me 25 minutes sitting in traffic, guys. Like, that is not an exaggeration. I had no idea what I was going to get myself into, but I came around, I think I got here about 1:20.
Wow, you were way
I was
early.
early. Yeah, so I don't know if I hit like kind of like a lunch rush, but I sat in traffic for 25 minutes trying to get just parked.
Holiday weekend, maybe?
And that's part of it too, and why we've had such a busy, this week and coming up is just everybody wants to capitalize on the Labor Day weekend, right? Yeah. And it is just well attended, to say the least, which is so exciting for these fairs. I got to travel around, explore a little bit, shouldn't say travel, but just explore it a little bit, and it's just humongous. And of course it's all behind us in the grandstand, so unfortunately our camera won't pick it up at all. But you talk about livestock project after livestock project. Like, I saw so many draft horses back there, and I think part of it might be, we're in Amish country. They still use a lot of those horses for work, and so there was so many barns of draft horses. I saw multiple tents of miniature horses.
Okay.
Yeah, they had
I didn't
donkeys.
get a chance to really explore. We weren't quite as early as you.
But you have plenty of time. It's an afternoon card, but not at a 6:30, 7 o'clock card sometimes that we're used to.
Yeah, not as late as Napoleon.
What time did that start? 6:30?
I think we started at 6:30.
Yeah.
I know nobody got to hear it. I don't think anybody got to hear it on the camera, but Dave did make me just laugh. He said that the horses, he said he works at Northfield, but that even they're dragging too long here for the fair, which is, thought that was funny, but just the field of 3, you thought it would be a quick post parade, and we're lagging on this
I'm trying to see. He was just talking about Jason Thompson, who is now going to drive the 1. I couldn't tell if we're post parading now the correct way.
The 3 is over there. Don't have a 2 yet, though. The 2 in front of us has a broken hobble, looks like.
Oh. Guess you'd rather have broken equipment while you're warming up than while you're racing, right?
It's probably a safe bet, yeah. I don't know if it was broken or he just stepped out of it, but that's something that's your expertise a lot more than mine.
So I really can't say. He's actually, considering that he's just trying to pull him up in the infield, horse is confused but behaving not terribly. I'm not sure who that is. 2 horse probably in what?
Pretty sure that's Herman Hagerman, so maybe the 7th race or so. 5th race, he's got 5-2.
That would make the most sense. Oh, filly. An in-range filly.
Did you get to try any fair food
I did.
or rides while...
Definitely not rides.
No
Definitely
rides.
not
You did
rides.
mention the fair food, but you mentioned on air now.
So my best friend, Erin, is actually, this is her home county fair. And she texted me maybe 3 or 4 days ago with this giant list of, you got to try this place for this food and this place for these French fries and, just the whole gamut. And so that's kind of partially why I got here, really, is I wanted to explore a little bit. And I was really so already jumbled with the parking situation that I felt lost. And I walked all the way up here, and I had to call her, and I was like, where the heck are all of these places you're telling me to go? Because it's so big behind us. But I finally did track it down. I had Hamskie's Pierogies.
What are hams? Is the Hamskie's the name of the place?
Yes,
or are they,
is the
ham
place.
Inside? Okay.
No, it is the name. Hamskie's is like the truck. But they were 10 out of 10. Probably one of the, truthfully, it was the best bear food I've had all season. But with that, here is our post parade.
For this 2-year-old colt trot, purse of over $14,000 up for grabs. Just a field of 3. Coming past the grandstand is the 1 Moonshine Marseille. Gary Martin trains for owner Linda Smith. Driver change here to Jason Thompson. Better late than never. It's the 2 Mogul Maverick. Rosie Weaver trains and co-owns with Gentry, Weingartner, and Rogers. Driver is Drew Neal. And rounding out this compact field is the 3 Delightful Ranger. Gary Martin trains and co-owns with Kleinberg Racing and Unkefer.
Kind of finishing our thoughts. Hopefully they'll go to the gate kind of quickly here. But so I had pierogies, and then I stopped at a local fruit farm stand, and I had an apple cider slushy. Also very good.
That sounds
I got an
fantastic.
apple fritter for later. Haven't really given that one a go yet. And then she also told me to get like a milkshake like the dairy producers, which are at most county fairs, right? But the line was outrageous.
There were 2 people that just walked up with a chocolate milkshake a couple, maybe 20 minutes ago or so, which sounds great, but it's a little cold for me. Although I'm drinking an iced coffee, so I can't really say anything
But
about the ice cream.
when I was like, oh, I might get a milkshake later, we'll see what the line is like. But it was probably 30, 40 people deep.
Wow.
And I do love a good milkshake at a local county fair, but I don't know if I'm that committed to the bit.
Well, I've said that the ones at Jefferson are very good, and when I was bragging about those, someone said, if you think the Jefferson milkshakes are good, you have to go to Burton.
Oh,
So I was
okay.
told they are
All right,
worth
so
it.
I guess I
we
will
might have
commit.
we might commit to the long line here when we're done, but enough about milkshakes. Here's our equine athletes for the 3rd one, Moonshine Marseille. Jason Thompson for Gary Martin and Linda Smith, 2-year-old Marseille gelded son out of the credit winner mare Moonshine Gal. Has only missed the board in 1 try. That was a break at Lisbon, finished 4th. But other than that, it's hit the top 3 in all 5 of the other tries, including a win at Jefferson.
Mogul Maverick is our 2-horse. Drew Neal out for Rosie Weaver. This is a What the Hill out of a Conway Hall mare. Glide My Way. 8 lifetime starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds, and 1 third place finish. 3 back was a winner at Croton in 202 and 3. $13,000 made, originally a $37,000 purchase.
And also from the Gary Martin barn is the 3 Delightful Ranger. Justin Irvine chooses to drive this in-range gelded son. Out of the crazed mare Culinary Delight, Gary Martin beat Kleinberg Racing, Lee Unkefer, all co-own, and Lee is actually sitting right behind us, so good luck to him in this race. This one won back on Summit County Fair night impressively, 6-length score, 2 wins in his career, and 2 thirds. He missed the board once. That was a break at Jefferson where he finished 4th. Compact field of 3.
I think this could be anybody's game.
Yeah, all
2,
3 of them
right?
legitimately could win.
Right.
Actually, I probably would pick the 1 in this race just because he has the rail. But Justin chose the 3, so maybe he likes the 3 a bit better because he was listed on both of these Gary Martin trainees. So, yeah, it really could go anyway. I mean, the betting board kind of says that way too: 4 to 5, 9 to 5, and 2 to 1.
Right.
And there's decent handle. I mean, there's $300 in that win pool. So
Here it is. Moving now behind who is our starter tonight?
Mark Tyborowski.
Okay.
It's our Northfield guys.
I was going to say.
Yeah, that's our backup starting car for anybody that's wondering. The big Northfield Park slapped on the side of it.
I'm so used to saying, like, behind the Mike Webkenberg starting games, like, we are not, nope, that's not happening tonight. We've got Northfield represented all the way through. You're on air with me. We've got Dave up top, and you're starting
Our judges
too.
are upstairs,
Oh,
too.
really?
Yeah. Oh,
How
yeah.
cool is that?
It's the whole Northfield party tonight.
And it's really not that close for you guys. Close enough, I guess, but
Close
it's
enough.
not close.
Hopefully we're done before Northfield's done, though.
Lord.
With that note, here's Dave Bianconi with the 3rd.
off and trotting along the inside. That is Moonshine Marseille. Moonshine Marseille and Jason Thompson defending that rail, with Mogul Maverick also now up to challenge on the outside. Delightful Ranger is third. Kind of a cat and mouse game in this short field. And Jason Thompson not yet ready to release the lead, although Drew Neal and Mogul Maverick are pressing on the outside. So a speed duel in this compact field of three. It's Moonshine Marseille inside. On the outside, Mogul Maverick. That one's on a break. Mogul Maverick is on a break. So it's Moonshine Marseille on the point. Delightful Ranger now closing the gap in second, trying to regain his composure, but a distant third now is Mogul Maverick. So we're kind of down to a field of two now as they approach the grandstand for the first time. On the lead is Moonshine Marseille. That advantage is about 4 lengths, but Delightful Ranger is on the outside and moving for Justin Irvine. It is about 15, 20 lengths back to Mogul Maverick. The quarter went in 31-2, the half 103-2 as they head towards past the paddock for the second time. And it's still Moonshine Marseille. That one has led throughout, but now here comes Delightful Ranger going after his stablemate now for Justin Irvine. These two Gary Martin trainees battling it out as they head down the backstretch. It's still Moonshine Marseille on the inside. Delightful Ranger on the outside. Mogul Maverick actually cutting into that gap. After that break, he's still third, but only about 8 lengths off the leaders. 3 quarters came and went, and 137-1. And it is still Moonshine Marseille. That one has the inside advantage, but Delightful Ranger is relentless on the outside for Justin Irvine. These two battling it out the top of the stretch. Moonshine Marseille is inside. Delightful Ranger on the outside. Delightful Ranger and Moonshine Marseille. It's gonna be tight, but it looked like Delightful Ranger over Moonshine Marseille with Mogul Maverick third. Photo finish for win. Time of the mile 2:10-1.
Woo! 2:10-1 for just a 3-horse race. That ended up being quite the interesting, right?
Well, we don't have to wait for the camera, or Gary Martin doesn't have to wait for the camera because he trained both of those horses, so he's getting a ride back to the winner's circle. I'm assuming it was the 3. He looked like it was probably a head or so. Congratulations to the team and Lee Unkefer, who was sitting right behind us, cheering on his horse there. So
I believe it is unofficial. 3-1-2. Mogul Maverick did make a break. It's actually his 3rd start in a row that he's made a break pretty early on in the race. But he came back strong, though. He made up quite a bit of ground.
he made up a lot of ground, probably 10 or 15 lengths gapped off the back. So the fact that he was only a few lengths behind at the finish.
Going to open up our Huff's Guide here and see what the purse distribution is for 3 starters.
60-30-10 is my guess.
55-30-15.
Okay.
So Gary Martin is going to take a whopping
85%.
85% of a pretty nice purse here, $14,385.
So he's taking 12,000 of it.
Yeah, you're a numbers guy, aren't you? I forgot about that.
Yeah, math and horses are about all I know. No trivia. Don't ask me any trivia. Justin knew which one to drive, I guess.
Definitely waited till the last second, though, to jump up there and notch that win, but
Yeah, I never really thought he was going to go by. He just kind of hung around there. But good effort from both those Gary Martin horses, and here is the 3 Delightful Ranger back to the winner's circle.
and he technically was the longest shot on the board.
He was the longest
2 to 1.
Is she here by herself? What's she doing? Is she gonna climb the fence? Why is she doing that?
Circle is your Official winner of the third, it's the 3, Delightful Ranger. 2-year-old gelded son of In Range out of the crazed mare Culinary Delight. Trained and co-owned by Gary Martin of Jefferson, Ohio, with Brian Kleinberg Racing of Madison, New Jersey, and Lee Unkefer of Columbiana, Ohio. Delightful Ranger gets the job done here in the third. Justin Irvin in the bite. Longest shot on the board, played $6 to win. 3-1 exacta, return to handsome $13.80. It's actually a pretty good payoff in a 3.
Well, it's funny that Dave just said that because I was going to wait until we were back on to say, you know what, for a 3-horse race, $14 on the exacta is pretty good. But Dave knows a thing or two about gambling and horse betting, so doesn't surprise me that he thought the same thing.
You do have your fiance here with you today. The first thing you said when you sat down is, I've got a runner now. Are you playing any?
I did not. I would have lost, though, because I would have bet the one. I actually would have hit the first, and then I would be 0-2 after that. So she saved me money. So we'll have money for milkshakes later. That's how we're going to look at it. Third race is down. Justin Irvine, Gary Martin with Delightful Ranger. Up next, race 4 goes for $8,080, field of 5. The only program change that I have is Logan Ebersol on the 3, Nico, 2-year-old colt Pacers. And we'll be back after these messages.
Cool Winds Farm is one of Ohio's premier standardbred breeding farms. Cool Winds stands the popular Dancin' Yankee, jug winner Southwind Aussie, and the royally bred Western Fame. Cool Winds Farm is proud to present our yearling consignments at the Ohio Selected Jug Sale at Pickaway on Friday, September 12th, and at the Standardbred Horse Sale in Harrisburg during the cool winds of November.
In Ohio, we know a thing or two about greatness. It's in our blood. It's in our horses. Ohio Standardbreds are built to win, racing for nearly $23 million in Ohio Stakes races. See Ohio's top yearlings at the Ohio Selected Jug Sale Friday, September the 12th at the Buckeye County Event Center. Show day is Thursday. Experience the thrill and invest in the future with the Buckeye Owner Bonus. Eligible Ohio sired yearlings get a bonus after their 2- and 3-year-old racing season. Learn more at OhioHarnessHorseBreeders.com.
Who feeds your need for new ideas for your family's best farm future? Ohio Farm Bureau. We work with our members to shape ag policy that will positively impact our industry. Farm Bureau is advancing business solutions to give you a competitive advantage. We help you gather information to stay ahead of important topics and technologies. Plus, Ohio Farm Bureau creates opportunities for growth. Ohio Farm Bureau, feeding your need for new ideas.
Here we are, headed into race 4 of 13 this evening at Burton. 2-year-old colt Pacers, the second division, already up next. $8,000 on the line. Going to be a field of 5. Only change that we have, if you are following along with the program, is now the 3, Nico, driven by Logan Ebersol. That's probably a name that you see more often than I do.
Yeah, I see Logan every night. No, I actually I had a very fun time at Canton yesterday. Before I left, I had to my car was on the backstretch. And I talked to Logan Ebersol and Eddie Miller for about half an hour or so, both great guys and just good conversation. So it's nice you never really get that side of the guys. You see them out on the bike all the time, but I never really get to talk to them. So, yeah, Logan I see all the time. And then Eddie, obviously, him and Kurt Sugg with their stable, and boy, do they do a strong job at Northfield. They win a lot of races. I
know Logan more as a trainer than I do driving. Does he drive quite a bit up at Northfield?
I think he just really drives his horses for the most part.
Okay.
He doesn't. I don't think he catch drives too much, but
he's got a bunch in today, though. Well, catch drives, I guess I should say. He's been placed on quite a few. I'm not sure how.
He had a couple nice 2-year-olds last year, I think they were, right?
I was about to say, my first kind of time talking to Logan was the Buckeye Stallion Series finals. I believe it was at no, it was not Northfield. It was Dayton last year.
Yeah, we had the Sire Stakes
and
final last year.
My Hair Legend, he just raced in the Cleopatra, maybe? He just raced this filly again. Now she...
At Scioto this week.
Yes,
in the
this
big
past,
races,
But anyway, she was a great Was she 2 last year? Is she just, yeah, she's just
yeah,
3
'cause
this
she's
year.
raced in the Buckeyes this year.
Okay, so My Hair Legend, fantastic 2-year-old last year. She ended up setting a track record at Dayton. And she's not even a Sire Stake horse, right? She was a BSS horse
she did
and just
not.
came swinging. I mean, she had such a great start, and that was really how I, met Logan. I was like, that was probably the last thing you expected, right? He's like, you want the win. Of course you want the win, but when you're kind of talking about that mid-tier, you're not really expecting
Track record
anything, right?
performances.
Especially on a pari-mutuel that sees a lot of horses every year, and it's been open for, at that time it was about 10 years for Dayton, I think.
And a lot of, not only just a lot of horses, but they see Sire Stakes horses.
And Dayton Derby, that's a grand circuit.
Dayton Pacing Derby. And
Of course, she set the record for her division, right? So her 2-year-old year.
True.
But still, well, I don't know what button to push. Steven just stepped away.
I was going to say I could film it for us, but I don't know the buttons either.
I have no idea. Shoot. Sorry, guys. We will try to catch up with the post parade here.
Three is Nico. Claire holds trains for Robert and Lisa Corbin. Driver change to Logan Ebersol. 4, Big Bonanza. Gary Martin trains and co-owns with Kleinberg Racing and Tridente. Justin Irvine in the bike. 5 is Fired Up Henry L. Hank Levan trains and drives for Levan Stables Incorporated. It's post time for the 4th. We've got Win, Play, Show, Perfecta, and Trifecta wagering. So head on over to the white tent there behind the corn dog stand and get those bets in.
Well, I got the announcer on, but I did not pick up the post parade at all.
Thank goodness for Ashley, because she tried to bail us out
Steven, I got the announcer on, but the rest of it, we did not pick up a single horse for that post parade. Well, we can talk more in depth here. Thanks for sticking along with us and trying to be patient. This 4th race, 2nd division of these freshman colt pacers on the rail. James Day trains and drives ATI Barley Thinking. This is a 2-year-old colt by Charlie Barley, owned by Power Play. It is the King?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Owned by Power Play Racing of Medina. 7 lifetime starts with 1 win, 2 seconds, and 1 third place finish, 2 back. I did have a 2nd place finish in 2:04 and 3.
2 Hunka Hunka. Darren Harvey drivetrains, and he co-owns with Wayne Mass Jr. Uniquers Farmstead and Stephen Miller. 2-year-old Catch the Fire colt out of the American Ideal mare Better Love next time. 4 for 6 in his career, including winning 3 legs of the BSS. 1 at Northfield, 1 at Urbana, and 1 at Scioto. So he's traveled the state of Ohio, and he's won everywhere. 4 for 6 in his career.
Nico is the 3-horse Logan Ebersol now on the bike for Claire Umholtz. This is a bit of a legend in. Last time out at Scioto, did give it a go in the Buckeye Stallion Series. Finished 3rd in 1:54 and 2. Final quarter 28 flat. 8 lifetime starts for this gelding. He's hit the board 6 times. $9,300 made.
4 Big Bonanza, just a $6,000 purchase for Gary Martin, co-ownership with Kleinberg Racing and Mr. Tridente Sr. Justin Irvine drives 2-year-old gelded son of the Ponderosa. The Cam Luck mare all accounted for. 5 starts, hasn't missed the board in 5 tries, all on the fair circuit, including winning Summit County Fair night, clocked in 57 and 4.
Rounding out the field is the 5. Fired Up Henry L. Hank Levan trains and drives. This is another Catch the Fire, owned by Levan Stables of Woodstock. He's hit the board 9 times in 13 tries, including 5 wins so far this season. 2 back at Greenville. Did go wire to wire in 1:59 and 1. Final quarter there, 27 and 3. Should mention, though, Buckeye Stallion Series back on July 25th at Scioto was 2nd in 1:53 and 4. $31,000 made for Fired Up Henry L.
This is a strong field, a strong quintet of 5 here. Fired Up Henry L, over 30,000 already earned. Hunka Hunka's almost at 40,000. Nico's hit the board in 6 of 8. Big Bonanza's hit the board in all 5. And ETI Bar of the Kings hit the board in 4 of 7 and has the rails. So it's a pretty solid group of pacers. Catch the Fire has won both pace events on the day as a sire. He has the 2 and the 5 in here, so can he make it 3 for 3? We don't have. Oh, now we have odds. The fans here in Burton are sending it in on the 2 Hunka Hunka. He's 1-5.
Say there, it's kind of all over the place there, isn't it?
Everywhere else, but
Yeah,
everywhere else but the 2. So there'll be a lot of cheering if the 2 wins. We're gonna have a minute or two here because our drag truck isn't exactly moving the most swift for a drag truck. I also love the cinder blocks to hold the thing down on the back.
I definitely even think at Urbana, I don't even know what kind of equipment we have anymore. They're very far removed from that. But I think there was a time where I remember, as a kid, we just walking in the infield doing whatever. And we had cinder blocks on the back of our stuff too.
Weight it down.
This is going to be the second division of these freshman colt pacers. The first division was, of course, race 1. They went in 2:06 flat. I think there is a good chance we can go a touch faster here. This track does not seem to be the fastest, right? We're not seeing any sub 2-minute miles so far.
Well, for the sake of mentioning it, the all-age pace record in 1990. So a little before our time here on set. 58-3 for bareback rider. Don't have a trainer or a driver. And the trot record goes further back than that. It's 1987 Mountain of Faith, 201-4. Bareback rider raced from 1990 through 1993, made 162,000 back in the 90s with a track record, or his lifetime mark is 53-4, but 58-3 right here at Burton. I just don't feel like, maybe we get to the older horses, maybe the 3-year-olds will be a little faster, but I don't think they're going to be going 58 tonight. It's chilly. It's not exactly the most ideal circumstances for track records, but I don't know. We'll see.
I'm going to probably go on a limb here. I don't know the history of Burton very well in this county at all. I'm going to say there were probably some full-time trainers here at some point when that track was a touch faster than it currently is, but pretty neat, though.
There's Dave Bianconi with the call of the 4th, $8,080 on the line.
They're off in pacing. That is between horses Big Bonanza. Along the rail, the heavily favored Hunka Hunka. And now Big Bonanza took a bad step. So it's Hunka Hunka on the inside. On the outside, that is Fired Up Henrielle. Fired Up Henrielle will cross over in the early going from Hunka Hunka, who is now second. Gap of 2.5 to ATI Barley the King, third. Fourth then is Nico, and the trailer is Big Bonanza. But as they approach the quarter, they're all chasing Fired Up Henrielle and Hank Levan. Sitting second at the moment is the heavily favored Hunka Hunka as they went the quarter in a snappy 30-1. Third is ATI Barley the King. Tightening in fourth then is Nico, and at the back you'll find Big Bonanza. But as they turn and pass the grandstand for the first time, they're all still chasing Fired Up Henrielle. That one seeking his 6th win of the season. Content to sit second here is Hunka Hunka with ATI Barley the King third. Then comes Nico and Big Bonanza. They're in straight alignment past the half-mile mark in 1:03.1. So really cooled off the second quarter. 33 seconds flat there as he put on the brakes, did Hank Levan in quarter 2. Now here comes Nico. Nico first to offer. That one firing up on the outside for Logan Eversole. He's into second. Trapped along the rail in third now is Hunka Hunka, followed by ATI Barley the King and Big Bonanza. But they're still all chasing Fired Up Henrielle. That one has led throughout as they pass the 3/4 mile mark in 1:34.1. Fired Up Henrielle trying to see it through. Hunka Hunka still needs racing room, as on the outside Nico is not done yet. These three are going to duel it out in the stretch, but it's still Fired Up Henrielle with the advantage. Nico on the outside second. Hunka Hunka begging for room, but he cannot get out. Fired Up Henrielle trying to hold off Big Bonanza. Fired Up Henrielle does win it. Tight for place between Hunka Hunka and Nico. Time of that mile, 2:05.
2:05 flat. That will do us a whole second faster than the first division of these colts.
You did call that they were going to go faster.
I did. There's a pretty decent little field here. Fired Up Henry L. Now 14 lifetime starts in 6 wins. Hunka really could have used a passing lane there.
Yeah, no doubt. Poor Darren Harvey was. That's tough. You know what? That's part of the whole gamesmanship and strategy of fair racing, because there are really no passing lanes at these fairs, and sometimes, yeah, you get a great trip, but then if a horse pulls from behind you, you're stuck, and you got to hope either he stalls or the leader drifts a little bit and you get some room, because there's, well, if you wanted to come up inside, you would crash into a cone, so there's not enough room to squeeze in there, and obviously not worth doing anything dangerous, so you're just at the mercy of how the cards fall. And for Hunka was a little unlucky. He certainly looked like he had more horse than he was able to show, but didn't matter. That's how it goes. And Fired Up Henry L is a winner for Hank Levan. Golf cart's a little empty today, though. Not an LOL situation.
This is quite a ways for them, too.
Yeah.
So they went off 6-1, returns $15. Fired Up Henry L. If you would have just played the try, Kenny, you could have bought milkshakes for everybody in the grandstand.
We could have had milkshakes, yeah. That was the Catch the Fire Sire Exacta.
Was it really?
Yep, 5 and 2.
Huh.
If we buy a Catch the Fire, we will win races at the Geauga County
I
Fair.
guess so. Noted. We just finished up the first kind of yearling sale, some yearlings, I guess you should say, with the blooded horse. That was last Tuesday? What is today? Friday.
Wasn't it just 3 days ago?
Yes,
Tuesday?
3 days ago Tuesday. I shouldn't say last Tuesday. It was just a few days ago. And then we, of course, have the Ohio Select coming up pretty quickly, too.
Is that the Little Brown Jug sale?
Yep. And here is Hank back into the winner's circle.
Stands as your official winner of the 4th. That is number 5, Fired Up Henry L. Fired Up Henry L is a 2-year-old gelded son of Catch the Fire. Catch the Fire, 3 for 3 in the pacing events today as a sire out of the Art Major mare Mistra. Hank Levan trains the 2-year-old gelding for Levan Stables Incorporated of Woodstock, Ohio. Hank, also your winning driver, win number 6 on the season for Fired Up Henry L. Official order of finish, top down here in the 4th. 1, ATI Barley the King was 5th. 2, Hunka 2nd. 3, Nico 3rd. 4, Big Bonanza 4th. 5, Fired Up Henry L was your race winner. Top down, we got a 5, 2, 3, 4, 1. As we look ahead to the 5th, just one change in the upcoming 5th race, scratch the 6th.
Official for the 4th now. Headed into race 5, the first division of freshman filly trotters, $8,515 up for grabs. Following along with the program, we are now scratched down to just a field of 6 horses for the 5th. The 6th, Jasmine's Diamond, is a scratch. Join us back here shortly, and Kay and I will introduce you to the whole field.
The roots of harness racing are born at the county fair. For over 150 years, people have gathered to watch horses battle it out for fame and glory. Catch the thrills this summer at an Ohio Fair Racing Conference County Fair. The OFRC races at 22 fairs in 20 Ohio counties. Trotters and pacers put it all on the line to be called the best in the Buckeye State. The Ohio Fair Racing Conference, where the path to greatness begins.
Midland Acres is proud to stand the prominent stallions, TCI, Long Tom, Ready for Money, Monty Mickey, Summa Cum Laude, and Bit of a Legend. With such great pedigree and speed in the stallion barn, Midland Acres will provide a diverse group of top yearlings in the sale ring for 2025. Visit us this fall at our consignments at the Blooded Horse Sale on August 26th, the Ohio Select Jug Sale on September 12th, and the Lexington Select Sale on September 29th through October 3rd. Let Midland Acres' experience in the industry lead you to the winner's circle.
Wallem Racing has been racing and breeding winners for over 5 decades, specializing in the development of young horses racing in Ohio. We are currently looking for new partnership opportunities as the fall sales approach. Our facilities feature a half-mile all-weather track, a sand track, beautiful turnouts, and everything that is needed to set your next quarter filly up for success. Want to own your next resource and have fun doing it? If so, contact us today and join in on the thrill of Ohio harness racing.
Welcome back to the great Geauga County Fair here in Burton. Kenny, did you know this is the oldest county fair in the state of Ohio?
See, I feel like maybe a race or two ago I said I'm a math guy, but not trivia. And then when you start a conversation with "Did you know?" I knew I was not going to know the
no,
answer.
I did not know.
No, I did not know that.
Yes.
All right, so let's play this. You have the paper. I'm going to guess if this is the oldest, let's say, I'm going to say 1857.
Oh, older than that.
Really?
You get 3 tries. That was
Okay,
one.
So I got to go lower.
Lower than that.
1821.
Higher than that.
1837.
1823.
Oh,
you
so
were
close.
almost there. Almost there. So the great Geauga County Fair.
Wait, that's 202
2 years old. Isn't that insane?
Oh my God.
So let me walk you through a little history. I won't quiz you on it. I'll just tell you about it. So this is Ohio's oldest continuous county fair and one of the oldest agricultural fairs in the nation. It started in 1823 when the state of Ohio was just 20 years old. It first was held in October and originally was kind of like a fair and a cattle show. Actually held in Chardon, which must be a little town close to here that I'm just not familiar with. But it's been in Burton since I think maybe the 1840s, 1850s. So it's been stuck right here on this fairgrounds for quite some time. But the early fairs did alternate between Burton, Chardon, and actually did hold one fair in Paynesville, which of course we do race at Paynesville earlier in the year. That was, again, back in the 1800s, but yep, it has been here since about 1850 or so. Several buildings actually here on the fairgrounds do date back to the 1900s, including the Domestic Arts Hall, which I got to take a look around. They actually don't, they're very well maintained for their age. They expect about 250,000 people to step foot on the grounds every year.
You're parked behind 250,000 people back there.
And I believe it with the amount of cars that we see behind us.
Yeah, this is very well attended. Yesterday they were dealt with some rain, but the weather's great. It is very chilly, though.
No, it is. And that's what I didn't even think about that. You said that yesterday they were supposed to have a demo derby.
I believe I don't know if they had the whole event and they had to cancel, but I do know that they did have something because I saw it, a video of it, of a car on fire. So I know they definitely had some demolition, which a car on fire in the rain is impressive. They definitely had something, but I don't think they made it all the way through. I think they had to cancel it or something because it rained pretty good from the pictures I saw. It was flooded out, which if you look at the track, other than the demolition derby track, the track is in tremendous
It really
shape.
is. That rain probably helped it quite a bit, but it is pretty wet in the pit or whatever you want to call that.
It kind of looks like a mud pit.
It really is at this point, right?
Dave's trying to get them all out. Scratched down to a field of 6. Herman Hagerman here. How about this horse that he's got in this race? Not only did he have a winner earlier, but 2 Lynn Range in this race is on a 6-race win streak, including Buckeye Stallion Series. Not just a fair horse; she's proven it against the big girls.
How many? Do you pay close attention to breeding when you're announcing every night, especially like 2- and 3-year-olds?
Should I answer that honestly?
Yes.
No.
Okay, that's fine.
No, I don't. I mentally will notice if I say the same name a couple of times. Like
Mhm.
I've caught on, like, 6, 7 races later. But wait a second, aren't those horses related? And then you go back and you'll see that the dams are the same. You know, once in a while, or
Right.
like the DG Shadow Bell mare that has a couple horses. She has a horse that I can't think of the name right now, but races in the fairs. But a friend of mine owns a DG Shadow Bell. That's an older horse. I think 4, I believe. So just once in a while you see names that are the same, but no, I don't pay that close attention to it especially on the dam side.
Mhm.
The sires I know a little bit better, but plus in harness they help out a lot when they usually mix in Seaside for a down by the seaside,
Oh,
or
yeah.
Tom for a long Tom.
So yeah, we do have quite a lot of in ranges. Just 2 of this field, two or 3 of this field are by in range. I believe this is his first crop. He's come on the scene pretty all right, but it's the ready for monies, I think, that are giving everybody a run for their go this year, especially on the trotting side. Of course, Long Tom, he's been pretty prominent for a handful of years now too. We got a couple foals in this race by him too.
Excess of $8,500. One is Triumphant Times. Darren Harvey trains and drives for Wayne Mass, Callum Racing, and Stephen Miller. 2, Lynn Range. Herman Hagerman for Hagerman Racing, Lucinda Belcher, and Martin Yoder. The driver is Emmanuel Miller. 3, Hang Tight Honey L. Hank Levan trains and drives for Levan Stables, Darmolfo Racing, Hurley Racing, and Levan. 4 is Talented Daisy. Charlie Myrick trains and drives for Second Chance Stable Incorporated. 5, Black Satin. Jeff Conger trains, drives, and co-owns with Karen Shannon and Josh Conger. The 6 is scratched. The 7, Rose Run Benet. John Oliverio trains and co-owns with Jeff Lamb and Christian Klotz. Justin Irvin is your driver.
There's our field of 6 for 2-year-old filly trotters, $8,500. 1, Triumphant Times. Darren Harvey drives and trains for Wayne Mass Jr., Callum Racing, Stephen Miller. 2-year-old Triumphant Caviar filly. 4 for 6 in her career, 3rd in the Buckeye at Scioto, 5th at Northfield in the Buckeye, and she does have a Buckeye win back on July 21st, so she has some points in the Buckeye Stallion Series, has the rail.
Our 2-horse Lynn Range, Herman Hagerman sends this one out. Emmanuel Miller behind the lines of this in-range filly out of an Anhover Hall mare. 8 lifetime starts with 6 wins, and that is 6 in a row. Something just snapped in place for her, and she has figured it out as of late. Last time out at Northfield Park, did step it up into the Buckeye Stallion Series, went wire to wire there in 159-2. Final quarter, 29-1. $24,000 made for Lynn Range. Originally a $23,000 purchase out of the Ohio Selected.
3, Hang Tight Honey L. Levan Stables team up. Hank Levan trains and drives. This one's 8 for 12. We're talking about the 2 Lynn Range, but Hang Tight Honey L has been very good in her young career. Has missed the board in 2 tries. One of them is an off-the-board finish in the State Fair, finishing 4th there, where it looks like she had to come first up, and then has an interference break at Scioto, so obviously can't hold that against her. So other than that, she's really done nothing wrong. 8 of 12, 2 seconds, including Buckeye win at Northfield, and has a 2nd place finish to ready 2 at Scioto in the Buckeye, another one with a bunch of Buckeye points.
Charlie Myrick trains and drives the 4, Talented Daisy. This is a Long Tom out of a Tom Ridge mare. 8 lifetime starts with 2 wins and 2 third place finishes. 3 back at the Meadows, was 3rd in 159-2. But a few back even before that, went wire to wire at Lisbon in 214-2. $9,500 made.
5, Black Satin. Jeff Conger driving and training here for his kid Josh Conger and Karen Shannon. 2-year-old Black filly by Mission Accepted out of an Andover Hall mare, Celebrity DeVille. This horse that had developed a little bit of a braking problem, and I've talked about this horse many of times on the broadcast, and she just nothing had really clicked for her, but then finally in the qualifier it did. And then she raced a pretty good 2nd with a nice drive from Lems on the big track at Northfield. Now comes here back to the fairs. We'll see if she can continue to build off of that and keep her career going, because this is a horse that was going to win first out at Cortland way back in July, and broke coming to the wire, and then just had a string of starts where she made breaks, but she's put it together the last 2 tries.
Our 7 horse, Justin Irvine, in the bike of Rose Run Benet, 2 back at, I think it's, I don't even know actually what that is. Berea, thank you very much. Was second in 2:06 and 3. Final quarter there, 31 and 4. 5 lifetime starts with a single win, and that was all the way back at Cortland. And at 2:11 and 4, $7,200 made, originally an $8,000 purchase out of the Buckeye.
That's how I feel today. B-E-R, Burr. I don't know how you're wearing short sleeve over there, Steve.
He's tough.
I used to be a person that could wear shorts when it was snowing. T-shirt and shorts, no problem. People just make fun of me. I can't believe you're, and I'm like, well, you're only outside for a few minutes. You're back in school and it's hot. I always wore shorts. As I've gotten into my 20s, there's no chance I'm going out unless I'm comfortable. It is. You got to be comfortable when you're out.
Usually, I'm the first to be like, oh, thank God we're under the grandstand. We at least have some shade. Findlay is interesting, where I was at a couple days ago, and the sun actually sets like in your face, so you're blazing. Right now, I could use a little bit of sun. I wouldn't mind if we were set up like Findlay tonight, because it's set. Well, it's sitting behind us right now.
Yeah, the air temperature isn't too bad. It's just that when the breeze rolls through, like right now it's not too bad, but when the wind picks up a little bit, it's a little chilly. But $8,500 on the line here. 7 will start from the second tier. Again, we're 6 across. 6, Jasmine's Diamond out of this race is a big scratch too. She was 6 for 7 in her career.
Gary did scratch a couple of his. Didn't we already have one that we missed that he scratched out too?
Yeah, he's definitely got at least 2. I remember 2 Gary Martins being scratched. Well, we'll see if Lynn Range can keep her winning streak going. Make it 7 in a row for Hagerman and be the first one to double up on the card. Send it over to Dave Bianconi with the call of the 5th.
They're often trotting between horses. That is Lynn Range away well along the inside. Triumphant Times leaves alertly. Then from the second tier, it's Rose Run Benet. Also involved in the early mix is Hang Tight Honey L. But crossing over, grabbing the front, that is Lynn Range. Lynn Range and Emmanuel Miller are on the point. Right tight second is Triumphant Times. It's about 4 lengths back to Hang Tight Honey L, who is now closing ground in third. Moving up in fourth is Rose Run Benet, gapped out a bit. Then fifth comes Talented Daisy, and your trailer at the back is Black Satin. 2-year-old filly trotters cross the opening quarter-mile mark in 31 and 3. And it is Lynn Range looking for her 7th straight win. Lynn Range has won 6 in a row, and she's going for 7 here with Emmanuel Miller on the point as they turn and pass the grandstand for the first time. Triumphant Times getting the good trip in second, taking a peek to the outside from third. That is Hang Tight Honey L. Following that cover from fourth then is Rose Run Benet. Also there is Talented Daisy. They're tightening up a bit as they pass the half in 1:05. Very pedestrian second quarter there as they got a breather. Did Lynn Range, but now she's picking up the tempo. As on the outside, Hang Tight Honey L is the first to challenge. Triumphant Times content to sit along the inside third. Moving up fourth along the inside then is Talented Daisy. Rose Run Benet has had enough, and now trying to move up from the back is Black Satin. But as they approach 3 quarters, it is Lynn Range. Lynn Range gunning for her 7th straight victory. Still on the outside, but needing to do more is Hang Tight Honey L. Triumphant Times will need room at some point. 3 quarters came and went in 1:37 and 4. And these 3 have pulled away from the pack. It is Lynn Range in front, On the outside second, Hang Tight Honey L. Triumphant Times is third. But at the top of the stretch, Lynn Range. Lynn Range is going to win her 7th straight here. Emmanuel Miller with the driving double for trainer Herman Hagerman. Lynn Range makes it 7 in a row over Triumphant Times and Hang Tight Honey L. Time of that mile, 2:08.
2:08 for Lynn Range. That is 7 in a row in Ohio for that In Range filly. What a performance. That it was the first division of those freshman filly trotters. Unofficial 2-1-3-5 across the wire, and that is going to double up both Herman Hagerman for our trainer and Manny Miller as our driver.
7 in a row.
7 in a row. Made it nice and easy for her. They were going to try to beat it out of her, but she's just a solid filly. That's a nice one to have in your barn. She likes to go wire to wire. You put her on the front, and she's just going to get it done.
Helps when you draw pretty well, too. Good post. 4 to 5. Good price.
Say, good point. You know, we've seen her mostly at the county fairs. Recently stepped it up into Northfield, of course. But she did leave out of the 3-hole. She hasn't really, in the BSS, I guess I should say, of course, was in our 2-hole here today, but hasn't tried too hard from a far outside post.
Yeah, she's been able to get comfortable leads, but no one has been able to beat her at all. So, you know, she can only beat what she's racing against, and she can only go controlled off the how it's drawn and stuff. It's not her fault where she draws. She's made short work of her competition.
A win is a win. Doesn't matter how you get it.
Doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile.
It all cash is the same.
It does cash the same.
I think there is Manny's going to try to take a slow loop back to get the win picture. So we do have a golf cart kind of running from the backside, but it looks like our connections are just going to walk right through the infield here. Give them just a second.
That was a Fast and the Furious reference also. I don't know if you're a movie
No,
gal.
I'm sorry, I'm not. I would have went in one ear and out the other, obviously.
I feel like Steve watches Fast and the Furious.
I'm gonna let you down every time.
Yeah.
I went. Do you know?
So like you're mom trivia. You're no movies. Like, it's okay.
Have you ever worked with our camera guy, Chris?
Yep.
Santa Catarina?
Yeah, I did the first 2 times.
Okay, he's a big movie guy. Well, let's go to the presentation first.
Lynn Range is a 2-year-old daughter of In Range, who is 2 for 2. In Range and Catch the Fire are the sires of the day here at Burton so far for sure. Lynn Range is a 2-year-old daughter of In Range out of the Andover Hall mare Lynn Slider. Trained and co-owned by Herman Hagerman and Hagerman Racing of, again, Money Earn in Mount Vernon, Ohio, with Lucinda Belcher of Winchester, Kentucky, and Martin Yoder of Mount Eaton, Ohio. Driven to victory here by Manny Miller. That's 2 wins in the bike for Manny and 2 as a trainer for Herman here at Geauga County Fair 2025. 7 in a row for Lynn Range. What's up?
Phase 360 to win there. Still waiting for that official rundown. But I do have that mile time in 2:08. Opening quarter 31 3 to the half, 105 3/4, 137 4.
Number 5, number 1, Triumphant Times was second. 2, Lynn Range, the race winner. 3, Hang Tight Henny L was third. 4, Talented Daisy fifth. 5, Black Satin was fourth. The 6 was Scratch. 7, Rose Run Benet was sixth. Top down, we got a 2-1-3-5-4 Scratch 6. Looking ahead now to race number 6. 3-year-old Phil in action. A couple of drivers. 3 of them, to be exact.
So, yep. Making sure we have all of our drivers' changes for race 6. Next up is the sophomore filly trotters, the one and only division, $14,000. Going to be up for grabs. You're following along with the program. The 1, Stars in My Crown, now driven by Manny Miller. The 3, Country Behave, Braden Rhodes is going to be behind the sulky. And the 7, Vanellope, David Justice will now drive. So there, coming up is a field of 7 for race 6. Join us back here after we thank our sponsors.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. Or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Dublin Valley Farms, home of Volstead Sire of 2024 Ohio Horse of the Year, Sugar Instead. Also standing at Dublin Valley Farms, Slay, a promising young son of Chapter 7 and Coach K Hanover by world record holder Walner. Looking for your next winner? Dublin Valley Farms and our clients are offering an exciting lineup of yearlings with current and fashionable pedigrees. Available at public auctions this year. Backed by a team that cares, Dublin Valley Farms, Fredericksburg, Ohio.
We are back here at the Geauga County Fair in Burton, Ohio, the great Geauga County Fair. We're 5 in the books with 8 to go on the 13 race card.
Oh, sounds like we have a new
switched.
announcer on the,
Dave
on the
needed a
mic.
bathroom break, so Michael Carter, who's here with the daughter, is just trying to hang out. He got pinch hit to call a race. I'm not guest announcing. I'm going to stay right down here.
So when we first sat down, you did tell me that you originally were supposed to be here last year as the announcer.
Yeah, last year, long story short, I was supposed to be here last year, and one of my best friends in New York was getting married, and obviously can't miss that, but it was all last minute, kind of. Him and his wife, they told us in, like, June that they were getting married in August. The bachelor trip was, like, in 3 weeks, and then we're getting married 3 weeks after that, and if you can make it, great. If not, like, so it was very quick. They never wanted a wedding. They always wanted it to be kind of their own thing, and it just popped up. And so, yeah, I'd already told them that I would be here, and then obviously had to go do that. So Dave filled in last year. Everybody was busy. Roger was like going, I think Roger, you said Canfield?
I think he's at, he might even be in West Virginia
no,
right now.
he was at Shenandoah.
Yeah.
You're right. He's at Shenandoah. Carter was doing something. He couldn't do it. So, yeah, we couldn't. Nobody was around that was local to announce. So then I basically begged Bianconi to do it, and he's like, I don't know. And then he said his family's from here, or his wife's family's from here. So he was like, yeah, screw it. We'll go have a weekend up there. And then after he did it, he was like, you know what? I'm doing it again next year. And I was like, perfect.
Wonderful. Love that.
So he enjoys it. He doesn't announce that often in Northfield either.
No, I've only heard him. I could probably count on one hand how many races I've been able to hear Dave announce.
Yeah.
Truly.
Well, if you've heard him call, if it was one day, it's 3 hands.
Well.
15 or 16. We've had 16 a bunch of times.
Oh, man. How often do you think he announces up at Northfield?
Oh, no more than 3 times for the year.
Really?
Yeah,
Yep.
less than 50 races.
Say I don't get it because I'm so far removed from you guys. I don't hang out much at Northfield. I've actually never even been upstairs. I have never seen the behind the scenes.
Well, you could change that anytime.
I
but
know.
You're not missing much up there. We're pretty laid back, and it's a good group of guys to work with and work for, and we have a great time. But we're our own breed up there.
Say obviously you like each other enough because you all came here today. We said we've got the starter, we've got judges, we've got our announcer. You're on air with me. Michael Carter's
our backup announcer.
hanging out too.
Half of our drivers.
True, true. Sounds like we are trying to get to our post parade here. Our bugle kind of was cut off there, but we're going to throw it up to Michael Carter. This is the post parade of the 6, a 3-year-old filly trotters.
Filly Trot, $14,230 here at the Geauga County Fair. What stars in My Crown? Owned by Anthony Miller and Hagerman Racing. Herman Hagerman conditions and Emmanuel Miller drives. Number 2 is Tag Full of Luck. Darren Harvey trades and drives for Wayne Mash Jr., Darren Harvey, Solon, and Miller. Country Behave is 3. Braden Rhodes drives for Kimber Clegg and trader Betty Clegg. Annie L is 4. Owned by the Levan Stables. Megan Levan and Heidi Ratliff. Hank Levan trains and drives. 5 in front of us, Promise at Dawn. Jason Thompson drives for Robert Beachy at trader Kerry Merriman. 6, Wild Child Annie. Drew Neal drives for the Heartland Acres. Rosie Weaver conditions. Vanellope is 7. David Justice drives for Jessica Rogner and Hank Levan.
A field of 7. There's some heavy hitters amongst our filly trotters here. On the rail, Manny Miller, Stars in My Crown, trained by Herman Hagerman. This is a Marseille filly looking to go 3 in a row. She's a winner at Hicksville and Mount Gilead. Timed the better mile recently, 2 back at Hicksville in 2:02 flat. 21 seasonal starts with 9 wins, an additional 5 hits on the board. $57,000 made this year.
2, Tank Full of Luck. Darren Harvey driving and training, co-owning. This one just won at Scioto in 54-2 in an hours of one event, 3 for 15 in her career. She's already made $45,000. Was second at Northfield in the Buckeye back on August 11th.
And Braden Rhodes on the 3, Country Behave for Betty Clegg. This is an Enterprise filly. 16 starts on the year with a single win that we're able to see. And that came 2 back now out Mount Gilead. Wire to wire there in 2:07-2. $38,000 made lifetime. 13 of that came this year.
4, Annie L. Hank Levan driving and training, co-owning. This one was on a 3-race win streak. She's 5 for 20 this year, but was on a 3-race win streak at Salima, Greenville, and Lima. And then was 5th at Richwood. She really didn't offer much on Tuesday. Was actually there and just got away last or got away 5th in a 6-horse field, but really got locked in and didn't have a lot of trot late. So I would expect a little bit bounce back performance from her tonight on that 3-race win streak. Clocked in 2 minutes and 1 at Greenville as her fastest fair of the season.
Gary Merriman trains the 5. Promise at Dawn. Jason Thompson up behind the lines. This is a What the Hill filly. 14 seasonal starts with 2 wins. Most recently went wire to wire at Wellington in 2:01-3. $35,000 made lifetime. $14,000 in 2025.
6, Wild Child Annie. Drew Neal for Rosie Weaver. Comes with Heartland Acres. 5 for 18 this season. This one has won 12 times in 35 career starts. 7 as a 2-year-old and then 5 this year. Lifetime best is 58-2 at Northfield this season and has a win at Berea. 2nd at Zanesville. So she has done some nice things. Does have a couple of breaks around the start. So hold your breath on her at the gate. But after the start, she's been pretty solid for the rest of the mile.
Right out the field and starting from the 2nd tier is Vanellope. David Justice now in the bike for Hank Levan. This is an Enterprise filly bred and owned by Jessica Rogner of Streetsboro, Ohio. Was shut down pretty early last year as a 2-year-old. Just had 3 starts. This year coming back a touch stronger. 10 starts on the year. Has made $10,000, but still looking to break the maiden. Maybe we'll do it here today. Fortunately, that 2nd tier, you never know how they're going to take it. Especially at a fair track, right?
The good thing is the horse that she's following, the 1, does appear to have some speed for the Hagerman Emmanuel Miller team. And the 7, David Justice, as Dave said earlier, not the former Cleveland player. Or A's if you ever watch Moneyball, which yep, see, I knew that was a no. On that note, here's Michael Carter with the 6, a field of 7.
Thank
Top of the stretch. Can you say, here they come? For race number 6. Here they come. Slowest into stride is Wild Child Annie. The rest are off and trotting. Stars in My Crown and Country Behave. Thankful of Luck, Flash of Speed 2. And for the outside, Promise at Dawn is into the mix, 3 deep into the track as they head into the first turn. And off stride is Country Behave. Country Behave made a break in stride. So as they trot up the backstretch to the quarter, Stars in My Crown, a length and a half to the good. Thankful of Luck is in the pocket, racing in second. 2 lengths further back to Promise at Dawn in third. Down inside next is Vanellope from in fourth. Opening quarter at 29 and 2. Into the far turn they go. Stars in My Crown with the lead by a length and a quarter. In the pocket, racing in the second as they come by the stands is Thankful of Luck. Then it's a gap of 4 to Promise at Dawn. Vanellope races next. Then we come back to Annie L. That one is 3 clear of Wild Child Annie, who had a sluggish beginning, and Country Behave is the trailer. They make their way down to the half. Halftime in 1 minute and 4/5 seconds. Into the clubhouse turn they go. And still with the lead, Stars in My Crown. On top here by a length. Thankful of Luck is right there in second with Vanellope in third. Here's Annie L. Outside rivals from in fourth for Levan. Backpedaling is Promise at Dawn. They head to 3 quarters, and Stars in My Crown still the leader. The lead is a length and a quarter. Thankful of Luck is in the pocket racing second. 2 back to Vanellope in third. 3 quarters at 133 flat. Annie L's got about 4 lengths to make up as they move into the far turn. Here's Thankful of Luck. Thankful of Luck. Moving up outside of Stars in My Crown. Vanellope is third and Annie L is fourth. Top of the stretch. Thankful of Luck is the first one to turn for Darren Harvey. Thankful of Luck. Stars in My Crown. Thankful of Luck. Last on the track. First to the line. Thankful of Luck wins by 3. Stars in My Crown second. Vanellope third. Annie L was fourth. Final time, 2:06 and 1.
2:06 and 1, not a bad mile at all put up by our fillies there. And that was Thankful of Luck. Darren Harvey trains and drives that one. So he's been second sitting last couple of races. So it's about time he notched up for that win.
Yeah, he was due to get out there, and get the job done. 3 to 5, got stuck in a couple of races ago at 1 to 9. So Darren, if you're back in Darren Harvey today, he helped you back at a little bit better price at 3 to 5. Nice win pool too, $364. So I mean, there's some people playing around, trying to make some money. I always enjoy the parimutuel. I mean, obviously it's fun when there's no parimutuel. You know, it's quicker and it's just more action for the crowd that is there. But then there's the gambling aspect of these parimutuel fairs where it's a little bit slower, and it's not just they don't run them off as fast as we can, and you get some excitement in the races when they're close finishes because there's actual parimutuel wagering dollars, not just the money that's being earned on the track from the horses. So it gives it a little more excitement from both sides. But the fans in Burton were correct there with the 2 Thankful of Luck. This will be win number 4 of the season. This horse didn't race at all at 2.
It's got to be a nice feeling when you know you made the right decision, right, to hold him over.
Yeah, this is going to push her over $50,000 earned, 4 wins from 16 tries. So, and just a $21,000 purchase. So I don't think this is a horse that was privately bought after a sale or scenario where she got hurt and then was given away for a cheaper price. This probably was a Darren Harvey purchase originally, and like you said, good on them to give her some time, turn her out, let her grow up a little bit, and she's rewarded them in a nice way.
Well, if you look, Darren Harvey was our breeder as well.
That's very interesting.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Did he put the horse in the sale? Maybe they didn't hit the reserve and he took her back?
I don't know. I don't know how that would have worked, but here's our presentation.
Here's the 2 Thankful of Luck. Darren Harvey trades and drives for Wayne Mash Jr., Darren Harvey, Solon, and Miller. 3-year-old brown filly by Marseille out of the SJ's Photo Bear, PJ's Photo. Bred in Ohio, 4th career victory. Congratulations to the winning connections of number 2 Thankful of Luck. Hey, do you want to say something? Seven races on deck. Get him ready for race 7. Manuel Miller trot for 1 silver bid. 3-year-old colt trotter, $13,660.
Well, we keep talking about the next race without getting the official rundown here today. So I'm not sure if we're gonna get that. Of course, is official. It goes 2:17 across the wire, mile in 2:06 and 1. But I was just hoping to. I missed our quarter times. I think they were marching a little bit to our first quarter.
Dave's on his way back to the announcer's booth with his Diet Coke.
He had to take a break. I
needed
get it. I totally get it.
He got to the halfway point. Bathroom break, Diet Coke. That is if anyone knows Dave at work, that is a Dave Bianconi special. Always has a Diet Coke.
Well, I don't think we're going to get the official rundown here, so apologize for that, but that was all tank full of luck for race 6, the only division of those sophomore filly trotters. Up next, we have sophomore colt trotters. This is the one and only division. $13,660, a field of 5. The only change we do have is Emmanuel Miller on the 1 Silverton. Join us back here shortly, and we'll take a deeper look.
The Ohio equine industry needs your help. I'm Scott Mogan, president of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association. With over 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. That means jobs that pump millions of dollars into the local economy and support thousands of families. For Ohio's equine industry to remain strong, we need to send a clear message to our legislators about the important role that the agricultural small businesses play in Ohio's economy. To do that, we need your help. PACER, the Political Action Committee for Equine Racing, helps support and inform on issues that could positively affect Ohio harness racing. Please consider a donation to PACER. To donate, visit our website at ohha.com or call 614-221-3650. Your donation will help keep harness racing strong in Ohio. Thank you for your support.
In Ohio, Hickory Lane Farm has the stallions you are looking for, like What the Hill, Uncle Peter, and In Range, as well as Branded by Lindy, Jug Winner Luz Pearlman, Racing Hill, and Guardian Angel Oz. Hickory Lane will offer a host of Ohio-sired yearlings this fall, including 6 by In Range, 5 by Uncle Peter, 4 by Guardian Angel Oz, and 1 by What the Hill. Find out more.
With more than 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. Much of that value comes from standardbred horse owners, breeders, trainers, and drivers who participate in the sport of harness racing. The mission of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association is to preserve, protect, promote, and serve the entire standardbred industry in Ohio and beyond. To learn more about the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association, go to OHHA.com. That's OHHA.com.
Welcome back. We are now halfway through the card. Race 7 of 13 up next. Sophomore colt trotters are going to give it a go. This is another nice field. We have some nice horses here today.
Yeah, there's some good races and some healthy purses just because even though there was 76 horses entered, right? I believe 76.
76, I think you're, yeah. Yep.
A lot of divisions because we can go 6 across and have 8 horses in a race. You know, that division didn't get split into 4 and 4, and, you know, these 5 and 6 horse fields where just that's all that entered. But at least we got the, I don't want to say the cream of the crop and disrespect anybody, but they appear to be probably the best horses in the division just looking at their resumes. So the racing's been good, and we've had some nice performances.
So we are the only fair in town today. I didn't even realize. But Burton is the only one to go this evening. Now, tomorrow we're going to pick right back up. Canfield, Steve and I will be there. And I think, who is joining me? Oh, my gosh. I don't know if I remember. Dawn Tiger. Dawn Tiger will be on air with me tomorrow at Canfield. Post time at 11.
I might have to come just to see Dawn.
You should.
No offense.
So 11 a.m. there tomorrow at Canfield. And also on the other side of the state is Wasion at 11:30 tomorrow. And then, of course, Sunday's still a pretty big day. Monday's a big day. Tuesday's a big day. It is just last week and this upcoming week have just been crazy, and it will feel like that all the way through Delaware.
Yes. Yep. Are you at Delaware all week?
Oh, yeah. It is all hands on deck. And our new guys, so Steven and Wes, they get to experience it for the first time. Hopefully they
I've
enjoy
never
it.
experienced an OHHA jug. I've just gone to jug day myself, but never had to do all the TV work. I know you guys are on, like, I'll wake up and my phone already says Ohio Harness Horsemen Association is live now, and it's like 7:30 in the morning.
Yes. So, okay, I'm a planner. I'm also a very nervous person. That's just inherently who I am. And I always stress about Delaware, and it's because I care. I care deeply about what I do and the product we put out and such. And I'm already heavily stressing over just the material we put out because there's just so much. It always goes well. We've never had any kind of weird hiccup. It feels like it, but no one on the other side knows, right? I'm sure even at Northfield, it's like, oh, if we have problems upstairs, no one knows. The product goes on, right? But I am
definition of the show goes on.
Absolutely. And I am always really excited, but it is insane. So we get started, I mean, probably 7 o'clock, if not earlier than that. Some of us will show up just to have donuts and coffee for people. And then we're just in there all day. We kick off pretty early with some speaker series on Wednesday and Thursday. And then we have trackside lives throughout the entire week. And of course, that whole race program, I'm always running around trying to do interviews and shoot some other specials. Like, it is pure insanity. I love every second of it, though. I remember my first jug would have been, what, maybe 4 years ago now? You've never experienced anything but a nice hot jug. My first experience working a jug was freezing and pouring down rain. It was so
I
wet.
remember watching the race on TV and thinking, I don't even know how they're racing because that track is like, isn't it clay or something? It's not like, I feel like it can't hold as much water as a track like Northfield or Scioto could. It's like different material.
Well, it is different. Yeah, you're right. It is definitely different. It's all weather by any means, but it still was just miserable to be out. And I remember being so excited because I grew up going to the jug. I missed school for the jug every week. That was normal. That was just my mom would
did
just
they shut schools down
in
Delaware?
In Delaware, some of them do. The close schools absolutely do because they know better. They don't even try to fight the traffic, fight the kids, whatever it may be. But I grew up, more towards like Columbus and Dayton area. So I just took off school and spent the week kind of at the races messing around. I always looked forward to it for that. But my first jug that I ever got to work, I remember just being in awe. Like, I was like, how did I get here, you know? And I still feel like that sometimes. And by the end of it, we're so exhausted, but we're like, oh man, it's already over. We feel like that every year. Like right now, I just said off air, I was like, man, I'm starting to hit a wall a little bit. These last couple of weeks are just starting to add up. I'm sure Stephen over here is listening like, oh yeah, Ashley, I know. And, but by the end of it, we really are. I was just like, man, now what? Now the good stuff's over. Now we got to do like sit in the office all the time. Are you joking?
Yeah, nobody wants to do office work. I mean, realistically, could you ask for a better day at the office?
No.
Even though if it's cold or raining, it's just the fact that we are fortunate enough in our careers that we get to go to harness racing at fairs. Sheesh, struggling on the words, but that's our day at the office for some of us. And I mean, obviously, I'm very, very low part-time for OHHA. You're more full-time, so I'm sure you enjoy the summer months of being out, not having to be in the office. But here's the post-parade for the 7th.
Track for race number 7. The 1 is Silverton. Rosie Weaver trains and co-owns with David Jury. Emmanuel Miller does the driving. 2 is Mark 'em Up. Ray Crawford trains and co-owns with Suzanne Cuchilla, I should say. Logan Eversole will drive. 3 is RC Enterprise. Hank Levan trains and drives for Levan Stables, Levan, Perry, and Freese. 4 is Spend the Prize. Rosie Weaver trains and co-owns with Heartland Acres. Drew Neal's in the bike. And the 5 is Pink Panther. Marion Chupp trains for owner Marlon Miller. Justin Irvin's in the sulky. Post time for
Race 7, a field of 5 for these sophomore colt trotters. Manny Miller to drive the 1, Silverton for Rosie Weaver. This is a Marseille. 16 seasonal starts with 4 wins, 5 second-place finishes, and 2 third-place finishes. $26,000 made this year. Lifetime, $66,000. Last 2 fairs, he has been second at both, but 3 back went wire to wire at Napoleon in 2:02 and 1. Lifetime mark was actually set earlier this year at Northfield in 2 minutes and 1/5.
2 mark 'em up. Logan Ebersol driving here. This one was a winner at Berea in 2:06 and 1. Most recently was second at Wellington. A little bit of second-itis for this guy in 12 starts. He has 7 runner-ups and 2 wins. He's at the board in 9 of those 12. Does have that break at Lisbon. Ended up 4th there, but the starts around that very good. 3 seconds and 2 wins in his last 6 tries. And if you actually look in the breeders, Malin Miller bred both number 1 and number 2.
Our 3 horses, RC, Enterprise, Hank Levan, trains and drives. This is actually a What the Hill, not an Enterprise. This is a What the Hill gelding.
That'll throw you off.
I know, it really will. Actually, this horse is, I can't remember which fair it would have been, but we had 4 in the field. They were all Enterprise.
Was
it Napoleon?
I remember mentioning it.
And I was like, the only horse who was not an Enterprise bred was RC Enterprise in that race. But this is a What the Hill. 20 seasonal starts, 2 wins, 6 second-place finishes, and 5 third-place finishes. Quite a bit of improvement from last year. It has $38,000 on the year. 3 back at Scioto in the Buckeye Stallion Series was 5th in 155 flat.
Drew Neal's driving the 4, spending the prize on a 5-race win streak, 10 of 15 this season, lifetime mark of 2 minutes at Croton.
Pink Panther is our 5-horse, Justin Irvine in the bike for Marion Chupp. This is a Marseille. 10 seasonal starts with 2 wins. Lifetime mark at Northfield this year in 157 and 3. $14,000 made, originally a $12,000 purchase. We are going to roll it on up. I think that was Dave right back on the mic. So here he is with the call of the 7th.
They're off and trotting, and the heavily favored Spend the Prize away alertly from the outside. It's Silverton leaving along the inside. These two battle into the first turn. And on the outside, that is Spend the Prize taking over. Silverton back to second. Gap of 3 then to Markham up third. Couple of more lengths back to RC Enterprise. And fourth, your trailer in the early going is Pink Panther. But as they head down towards the quarter, slowing the pace now on the lead is Spend the Prize. This one looking for his 6th victory in a row as they trot past the quarter in 31 and 3. Content to sit second here in this compact field is Silverton. Right there in third then is Markham up. Fourth is RC Enterprise, and the trailer is Pink Panther. Turning and passing the grandstand for the first time, it is Spend the Prize. He is your 2-5 favorite. Again, this one a 10-time winner already on the year, looking for number 11, and he'll take them past the half in a leisurely 104. Silverton content to sit on the favorites back second. Now pulling and rolling from third, that is Markham up. Also right there is RC Enterprise. The distant trailer is Pink Panther. But as they head towards the 3/4 mile mark, picking up the tempo a bit now is Spend the Prize. Spend the Prize and Drew Neal have been in control throughout. Right there on the outside in second, but needing to do more is Markham up. Then comes Silverton along the rail and RC Enterprise. We're down to these 4 past 3/4 in 136, but it is still Spend the Prize. This one really hasn't seen much of a challenge thus far. Begging for room, though, on his back is Silverton. That's the main threat as they hit the top of the stretch. It is Spend the Prize trying to see it through. Here is Silverton. Silverton with a quick move, but Spend the Prize is going to hold him off. Spend the Prize 6 in a row in Ohio with Silverton second, RC Enterprise third, Markham up fourth.
Prize. I think I just heard
207 and 1.
There we go. 207 and 1. Spin the Prize. 11 seasonal victories and just 16 tries for Rosie Weaver.
Rosie sweeps the exact, or not sweeps, but Rosie is the exacta there.
I love that you're paying that close of attention.
Well, one of us has to.
That's so true. 4-1-3 unofficial. That will be the first victory of the day for Drew Neal. who I have not seen an update as of late. Roger Houston is our numbers guy who likes to keep the stats together, but last time that I knew, a few days ago, Drew was still our leading county fair driver for the year.
Yeah, Drew, Hank, the Cleggs. It's actually been I haven't been keeping close tabs on the actual standings, but I just know that those teams have won so many races throughout. Every time I look, it's like Drew Neal had a double, Rosie Weaver had a double. Betty and Nick won 7 races at Canton this week. I mean, they have been strong everywhere.
We are official. 4-1-3 for the try.
7th, 1 Silverton 2nd, 2 Markham up 4th, 3 RC Enterprise was 3rd, 4 Spend the Prize, the race winner, 5 Pink Panther was 5th. Top down, we got a 2-4-3-1-5. Prices are up. 4 Spend the Prize, taking 280.
Looks like Drew is going to make his way slowly back around here. Actually, the golf cart beat him. That's a first that we've seen tonight. There is no dog with Rosie. That's a surprise. Usually every time she comes over to the winner's circle, she's either got Bald or Smokey with her.
Even that's a first.
Corey Dearman, please go to the starting gate located on the back stretch. Again, Corey Dearman to the starting gate.
Kind of taking pictures right in front of our Cooking Cowboy Cafe, so it's not the best view for us here. But what a great win picture.
I was going to say, what a backdrop. Steak sandwich hanging on the horse is probably eyeing it like, yeah, I'll take one of those.
That would be a treat, right? Well, here, let's go to the presentation.
The 7th, it's the 4, Spend the Prize. Spend the Prize is a 3-year-old gelded son of Enterprise out of the Muscles Yankee mare, Spend It In. Trained and co-owned by Rosie Weaver of Beach City, Ohio, with Heartland Acres of Wahonding, Ohio. Driven to victory here by Drew Neal. That is 6 in a row for Spend the Prize and 11 wins in 16 starts in this his sophomore campaign.
So,
I have a question
yes.
real quick. I mean, what is around the horse's neck? The white leather there.
The white? Oh, like the breast? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, what is that?
It's the same thing you always see. It's just not looped underneath in between the legs. Yeah. Yeah, it just looks a little bit different. I thought you were talking about the choke plate there for a second until you said white.
Yeah, I'm not. I knew I couldn't answer that question, so I would have to ask you.
Yeah, it just looks a little bit different. It's all the same. But so this would be very foreign to you. But on the other side of Ohio, we used to have Bowman's Tenderloins. All right, really had a connection to horse racing. But every time you would win at certain fairs, they would give you a free tenderloin ticket to, like, you know, the driver would get it, you'd go back, whatever. Especially with the win picture being taken right in front of our Cowboy Cafe here, they should just like throw a sandwich out the window as you drive by, right?
Could you imagine watching the drivers as they're going back eating a chicken sandwich or a steak sandwich?
I don't know. Some of these guys are awful skinny. They might be able to use it.
Yeah.
Tall and skinny.
I see these guys in the race office, and I'm like, I would pay to have just they're half of them are I don't know how they control horse. I mean, their upper body strength is just, you know, I've sat behind horse, you know, jogged. I've never sat behind one like going real fast, but if one pulls on you a little bit and you're pulling, I mean, you can feel it in your arms. And these guys are, you know, very thin, kind of lanky guys, but they control, and, you know, they're going 40 miles an hour with these horses at times. So as David is
coming right in front there.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, the strength that they must have is very incredible.
I don't know if it was last year or the year before. I have never seen Dexter done outside of his colors, ever. Because that's my experience with Dexter's racing, right? I saw him, maybe it was Wednesday night, walking around, and I was like, who is this guy? And I was like, oh my God, that's Dexter Dunn. You talk about the skinniest
It might be the skinniest driver of
driver
all time.
I have ever seen. And I just didn't recognize him at all outside of his colors either. It probably took me, I double take. Like, it was...
Super nice guy, though. If anyone's ever gets the chance to meet Dex out, he's always been super nice to me. We actually got to have lunch with him, and you talk about being skinny. He ordered a salad for lunch, and he didn't even finish the salad. And I was like, dude, this guy, I could never do that. Well, first of all, order the salad
and
then only eat half of the salad.
As we sit here at our county fairs, and
Thank
I was
you.
eating an apple fritter, and you were eating what?
I
Cheese
had
French
cheese
fries.
fries, yes.
That is why we are on air and not out there driving.
And
We're-
chocolate milkshakes later.
Yes, true. Race number 8 up next. This is going to be the second division of freshman filly trotters. A field of 7. Join us back here briefly.
Own a little and love it a lot. The Stable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. The Stable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at thestable.ca.
Do you want your horse to shine in the winner's circle? Feed DAC oil. It makes a world of difference.
Hey kids, we invite you to join the Backstretch Buddies Club, a fun and free club for kids 12 and under who love horses and wants to be a part of harness racing in Ohio. Once you've signed up, you will be able to join Willie Winnett and exciting adventures and receive awesome surprises. Sign up today using the QR code.
Welcome back, Geauga County Fair. 8th race. We're over halfway now. 13 total on the card. Just one day of racing.
We're kind of just talking about fairs in general, and Greenville just wrapped up last week. I spent the big night, Regal night there. You've never been,
I have never been.
but you know
I
it
was
is.
gonna go. 99% Charlie May. It was 2 years ago, and I remember saying, "Oh wow, Charlie May's at a fair. I'm gonna go watch." Before I even knew Don or anybody, I said, "You know what? I'll go to that fair. It can't be that far away." We were off. I think it's on a Thursday night, and I put it in my Google Maps or my Apple Maps, whatever, on my phone, and it said 3 hours and 47 minutes. And I said, "Yeah, I don't think I'm going to that one," because by the time they're done, it's like I'm gonna get home at like 2 in the morning.
Yes, yep. I say it's a long night, but it's a great night if you ever do find yourself over there. That's a 10 out of 10 fair as well. Charlie May, that would have been the year that he probably set the track record there. And I want to open up. I know it's 150, but is it 150 and something?
I think it's 50 flat. Now, who was the horse that battled? Was it Section Line Big Rye?
In that race specifically?
There was a horse that was right with him for a while in that race.
Oh, I don't remember.
I thought it was Section Line. I could be totally wrong. I do know that was a cool Sire Stakes. We had the Veteran Sire Stakes final that year.
Oh, okay.
And Section Line Big Rye and Charlie May met up there. That was cool because they're both millionaires and just classy horses.
Yep.
That, you know, Charlie May was a little more of that stakes Grand Circuit kind of horse, and Section Line Big Rye was just that casual, open, raced in some of the Grand Circuit races, but always made a bunch of money. Raced in the Battle a couple times, Section Line Big Rye, so just cool horses.
Yep, and say you're correct. Charlie does hold the Greenville record at 150 flat. And you said, oh, you probably hold that forever. You want to talk about holding a track record forever? Our track records here.
1990 and 1987, so we're at 35 and 38 years on our track records here.
We are not pushing on the door of any sub 2-minute miles, but crazier things have happened. Looks like we are going to gather for the post parade. We're not quite in order yet, but I think we're just going to roll with it.
Yeah, we got the 2 and the 3 are going clockwise. The rest of the field's going, or they're going counterclockwise. They're going clockwise, and there's 2 on the backstretch, so they're all over the place.
Slowly but surely, we'll figure it out, right? And now, this is the first time I think we've actually had a true bugle.
Right.
All right, 8th race trotters are on the track. 1 Charming Rosie Francis Lawton owns, reins, and trains. 2 is Muscle Money. Scotty Reed trains and owns. Jason Thompson is your driver. 3 is Money Out the Window. Gary Martin trains and co-owns with Brian Kleinberg Racing and Tridente Racing. Justin Irvin's in the bike. 4 is Leave 'em Lucille. Ray Crawford trains and co-owns with Sue Ann Cuchilla. Logan Ebersol is your driver. 5 is Hill on Heels. Herman Hagerman conditions for Springhaven Farm. Emmanuel Miller's in the bike. 6 is Nona's Money. Darren Harvey with Mast, Edenacres Farm, Mast, and Miller. And from the second tier, the 7 is Tom's Queen. Rosie Weaver trains and co-owns with Heartland Acres and Cabby D. Drew Neal is in the bike.
There's our field for $8,500. Francis Lawton doing it all with the 1, Charming Rosie. 5 tries. Inside post here. She's just had some trouble staying flat around there. Tried trotting hobbles. We'll see. She's got to improve drastically, I think, here.
Our 2-horse Muscle Money. Scotty Reed will send this one out. Jason Thompson at the lines. This is a Ready for Money filly. 6 lifetime starts. Still looking for the first win, but it's doing quite a bit better as of the last couple of starts. Has 3 third-place finishes. Last board hit was back there at Jefferson. 2 back in 2:17-3.
3 Money Out the Window. Justin Irvine for Gary Martin. 1 for 7 in this one's career. That win was at Wellington in 2:09. Has a second at Jefferson, beating a neck in 2:14. So Money Out the Window has been getting better with each start. Seeming like she's starting to have things click. And has a post 3 here. Gary Martin looking for another win on the card.
Logan Ebersol and Ray Crawford are going to team up on the 4. Leave 'em Lucille. 5 lifetime starts. Another one still looking for the first win. But last time out at Wellington, did have a third-place finish in 2:06-2, 2,700 made, but was a $12,000 purchase out of the Ohio Selected.
5 Hill on Heels. Manny Miller driving for Herman Hagerman. 0 for 7, so she is still a maiden, but has 3 runner-up finishes at Bowling Green, Croton, and Hicksville. Has tried Buckeye competition, but did make a break. They did put trotting hobbles on her 2 back, so this is her 3rd start with those. $13,000 Harrisburg purchase.
Nona's Money is the 6. Darren Harvey will look for another training and driving win with this Ready for Money. 4 lifetime starts. Last time out, unfortunately, in the BSS did make a break behind the gate and finish back at distance quite a ways. However, BSS before that one at Scioto did have a 4th-place finish in 1:56-4. Final quarter, 29-4, $5,600 made.
And from the second tier, the 7 Tom's Queen, Drew Neal for Rosie Weaver. This is the most accomplished of the group, a 5-time winner from 11 tries. She's on a 5-race win streak, so it's really clicked for her. And this is a horse that actually broke at Napoleon for a while, was 6th at the quarter, 18 lengths out of it, and still went on to win in 2:05-4. Her lifetime mark is 2:02 at Croton. 5-race win streak, but a much different change of tactics for her, much different tonight, because she's going to have to start from that second tier, which she is never done.
Sitting at as the 1-2 favorite. Can't blame the betting public there. But you're right, this second tier really might throw a wrench into things with her, especially following the 1.
Who's made some breaks, and the 2. Could get hairy for the 7.
I think as long as Drew Neal just keeps his mind right too.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. 8 for 11 in the top 3. Look at that win at Croton, 33-length winner. We'll see if Tom's Queen can prevail from the second tier and keep her win streak in line. Win streaks have all stayed active so far. We've had 2 horses with big win streaks, and they both won. This one's on a 5-race win streak, and here's Dave Bianconi with the 8th.
Off stride at the start was Charming Rosie. The rest are away in good order, including Money Out the Window. Money Out the Window quickly to the front for Justin Irvine. Leave 'em Lucille is right there. Now making a break on the outside. That looked like Hill on Heels. Hill on Heels made a break. Now on a break on the lead is Money Out the Window. 2-year-old filly trotters doing what 2-year-old filly trotters do. We're down to 4 of them that are actually trotting and rolling up from the back. Here comes Tom's Queen. Tom's Queen is 3 wide and will cross over at the quarter. Tom's Queen showing why she was the favorite here. She's going for 6 in a row, and she makes the front for Drew Neal, opens up 3 on Nona's Money second. Third is Leave 'em Lucille, gap of a couple then to Muscle Money fourth. The rest still far back off the early miscues, but it's Tom's Queen in a race of her own now. Tom's Queen opens up about a 6-length advantage as they approach the half. The quarter was 32 and change, and she rolls past the half on the lead by 2 in 103 and 4. Tightening the gap in second is Nona's Money. Also moving up in third is Leave 'em Lucille. Couple of lengths back then to Muscle Money fourth. The rest still far back. So it is still Tom's Queen. Tom's Queen, a horse that tried Sire Stakes Company, or State Fair, I should say, earlier this season, has been dominating on the fair circuit. She's looking for her 6th in a row right here, and she's going to take them on the lead past the 3/4 mile mark for Drew Neal in 136 and 3. But Nona's Money is right there in second, gap of a couple back to Leave 'em Lucille in third. The rest are pretty much out of it, but we're down to these two for the win. It's Tom's Queen on the lead and Nona's Money right there in second. Tom's Queen, though, is starting to inch away for Drew Neal. Tom's Queen with a 2-length advantage at the top of the lane. Nona's Money's going to take her shot, though, for Harvey, but it's Tom's Queen trying to hang on, and Tom's Queen will do it, holding off Nona's Money with Leave 'em Lucille and Hill on Heels. Time of the mile, 2:09 and 4. That's 6 in a row now.
2:09 and 4. Tom's Queen. What do we say? 6 in a row for this Long Tom filly.
Yeah, Drew, I think, made the smart decision. Everyone, they scattered 3 breakers in the first turn. Drew avoided all of the early issues, got to the backstretch, and moved right to the front, 3 wide. Didn't care because he felt like he had the best horse, put her on the lead, and get away from any possible chaos that could happen.
It was funny. I think as soon as we went off air, you pointed out to me as the gate opened up, he read the lines, right? He was not going to follow the rail horse for good reason. That probably just would have got him way backed up. He more or less started his 7 horse in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he started behind the 5, I think. And he not only did he start way out in the center, he also was gapped about 5 lengths and let them, figure out where he could go without avoiding any issues. So a heads-up drive by Drew Neal on a horse that on paper was kind of much the best. Although the 6, Nona's Money, got dismissed by the betting public here, 45-1, because she was actually racing only in Buckeye Stallion races and was dropping, and she has a 3rd at Northfield in the Buckeye from post 8, so, and a 56 clocking at Scioto. So she's not a bad horse either, and completely got overlooked and actually made the 7 work for it a little bit in the stretch.
She did, absolutely, she did. Especially off of fractions like that. Like Drew, he hung back. They only went to the opening quarter in 32 and then slowed down from there, right? So he had plenty of horse left, you would think.
Back-to-back for Rosie?
I think that is for Rosie and Drew.
Winner circle is your official winner of the 8th. That's the 7, Tom's Queen. She's a 2-year-old daughter of Long Tom out of the Master Levesque mare Queen of Levesque. Trained and co-owned by Rosie Weaver of Beach City, Ohio, with Heartland Acres of Wahonding, Ohio, and Cabby D, LLC of my hometown of Hudson. Driven to victory here by Drew Neal. That is 6 in a row for Tom's Queen, and a driving double for Drew Neal, training double for Rosie Weaver.
What did that take?
There we go.
Try looks uncovered and went 7-6 all for $36. See if Dave's going to give us. I know we're like half listening. He goes through the prices for us, but sometimes we get the rundown, sometimes we don't. That was the 2nd division of those filly trotters. Our 1st division, when was our? Was race 5. and they went in 2:08 flat, so a little bit slower this go around. I believe it was 2:09 and 4 for race 8 and Tom's Queen.
Taking a look ahead to the 9th race, 3-year-old Colt Pacers for $7,800, first of 2 divisions.
Oh, we are going to get official.
And again, I say tonight, 1 Charming Rosie was 6th, 2 Muscle Moni 5th, 3 Moni out the window 7th, 4 Leavin' Lucille 3rd, 5 Hill on Heels was 4th, 6 Nona's Money was 2nd, and the 7 Tom's Queen, the race winner. Top down, we've got a 6, 5, 7, 3, 4, 2, 1.
I guess we just had to learn some patience there.
Yeah.
He was getting to it. He was getting to it. It is cooling off.
Yeah, the sun helped for a couple races, and now it's officially
Now
gone
it's
for the
really
night.
behind us, yeah.
So I think we're done on the sun.
I think we have, what, 4 more races this evening?
5.
5 more races. Lord, I can't count. Are you sure? You're right. You're right. There's 5 more left.
Again,
I
math,
shouldn't have.
math.
I will never claim to be the math brain person, so I'll just stop right there. Race number 9 up next, first division of sophomore Colt Pacers, $7,858, a field of 6. Join us back here in a moment.
Have you heard about Bob? It's the Buckeye Owner Bonus, the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association's new incentive program. The program is for people who purchase yearlings or retain their homebreds out of mares registered and eligible for the OHHA's Breeders' Award program at the upcoming 2025 sales. The total bonus will be 1/2 the amount designated for that year's Breeders' Award program. For more information about the Buckeye Owner Bonus, visit OHHA.com or call 614-221-3650.
Cool Winds Farm is one of Ohio's premier standardbred breeding farms. Cool Winds stands the popular Dancin' Yankee, Jug winner Southwind Aussie, and the royally bred Western Fame. Cool Winds Farm is proud to present our yearling consignments at the Ohio Selected Jug Sale at Pickaway on Friday, September 12th, and at the Standardbred Horse Sale in Harrisburg during the cool winds of November.
Who feeds your need for new ideas for your family's best farm future? Ohio Farm Bureau. We work with our members to shape ag policy that will positively impact our industry. Farm Bureau is advancing business solutions to give you a competitive advantage. We help you gather information to stay ahead of important topics and technologies. Plus, Ohio Farm Bureau creates opportunities for growth. Ohio Farm Bureau, feeding your need for new ideas.
Welcome back to the Geauga County Fair. Kenny Livingood, Ashley Daly. We've been here through the cold 7 o'clock with 5 to go, not 4. Program change while I think we were on commercial. Logan Ebersol is going to drive the 1 because Justin's a good driver, but he can't drive the 1 in the 5. Justin will go with the 5, and Harvey Hirschberger is on the 6 for the Clegg team. It's a field of 6 for 3-year-old pacing colts. Another good group lined up here.
Harvey Hirschberger, I think when we were up at Napoleon, what, a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now, did you get to see his first win?
Yeah, his first one was at Cortland. Cortland or Carroll? Cortland. It was definitely Cortland. Yeah, and the story behind it is just the greatest. Like, he had barely sat behind horses. And Nick taught him, and like 2 weeks later, he was like at the Cortland Fair. It wasn't, it wasn't like he's been sitting behind horses. I'm sure maybe a little bit, but nothing to the extent of like a race. And yeah, 2 weeks later, Nick was like, "I told you he could win." He finally got his first win, so he's won a couple times since then, I think.
I think he has. Yep, he is at Napoleon.
I do think.
And I haven't. He did, and then I haven't kept up with him. I don't think I've seen him at any of my fairs since. But it's very possible he's on pretty good company. They listen him on some decent horses there, and he can get the job done. I mean, just looking at him, kind of on the backside before they post parade, for not knowing a whole bunch or not being around them his entire life, he's pretty comfortable. Looks pretty comfortable and confident back there.
Yeah, very in control and from what I could see, just like watching, because the Cleggs usually, if they can, are stabled in the infield at these fairs, and he looks like Harvey looks like a guy that works very hard. He's always out on the track jogging, warming one up, and then as soon as he unhooks that bike and then gets the bike ready for the next race for the the actual race, loading the bike on top of the trailer. So obviously I don't know. Don't know him, but just from watching, seems like he does a lot of work with them and at the fairs and is helping out and gets to drive and sit behind the gate.
His colors are very unique.
I
compared
said that when I
to-
first saw him the first day. I said, you know what? His colors are cool because they're just different.
We'll get a better shot when he rolls back around here for the post parade. And I haven't even really seen them up close and personal either. But his, historically where we put our, what do you want to call it, like our last name letter?
Initials.
Yes. Initial. Wow. We're deep in this card, aren't we? He has, is it like I don't even know what you want to call
It's
that.
like 3D.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a futuristic 3D. It's pretty cool. HH.
Is Harvey even 20 years old? Do we know how old he is? Because it's not listed.
It's not listed when it's a driver change.
He's young. And
I don't know if he's able to buy a beer at the fair today.
Okay. Okay. Are we a dry fair here? We might be.
Oh, we might actually. Well, he's definitely not buying.
Well,
a
then
beer.
we're definitely not doing that after. We're getting milkshakes.
Yeah. Can we spike him?
I think we finally figured out the bugle. There, it just took us 8 or 9 races to get through, but here is Dave.
3-year-old Colt Pacers going after a purse of $7,858. One is Sunny by the Seaside. Logan Eversole trains, and now Logan will also drive Sunny by the Seaside for owner Ronald Rust. 2 is Sirius Colt. Hank Levan trains, drives, and owns with Levan Stables, Megan Levan and Richard Fries. 3 is A Legend Secret. James Day trains and drives for Power Play Racing 87. 4 is Catch the Express. Corey DeEhrman trains and co-owns with Cap Equine Estates. Drew Neal's in the bike. 5 is The Onyx Dragon. Gary Martin trains for owner Sue Stockwell, Justin Irvine in the bike. And the 6 is Pure Dragon. Betty Clegg trains for owner Kimber Clegg. Driver change here to Harvey Hirschberger.
First division of 3-year-old Colt Pacers. Logan Ebersol trains and drives the 1, Sunny by the Seaside. This is a down by the Seaside, of course, out of American Ideal mare. Pretty lately started last year as a 2-year-old, coming back quite a bit stronger now in 2025. 11 seasonal starts with 3 wins and 3 third-place finishes. $20,000 as a sophomore. Last time out at Scioto Downs in the Buckeye, did have a third-place finish in 151-2. Final quarter, 29-1.
2 Sirius Colt. Hank Levan drives and trains. 3-year-old Fear the Dragon son out of some beach somewhere mare Sirius Philly. Just 1 for 20 this season and 2 lifetime wins, but she's hit the board in quite a few of her tries, and 9 of the 20 to be exact. 3rd back at Salina, 3rd at Lima. Is it Lima or Lima?
Lima.
Lima.
Yep.
And 5th at Richwood on Tuesday. Good post here for Hank.
A Legend Secret. James Day trains and drives this bit of a legend in for Power Play Racing of Medina. 8 seasonal starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds, and 3 third-place finishes. We go 4 back. Went wire to wire at Lisbon in 2:05 flat. Should mention, though, his last go out had a second-place finish at Wellington in 1:59.
4 Catch the Express. Drew Neal driving for Corey DeArmond. This is a horse that had won 5 straight fair races, with the exception of that Buckeye Stallion start at Scioto where he finished 5th in 53, but his last 5 tries on the fair have all been wins, and it looks like there's some kind of private purchase because Ronnie Gillespie used to have this horse, and now it's been Corey DeArmond for the last 4.
Thinking about this, the Onyx Dragon, our 5 horse, has he always been under Gary Martin? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
This was a very, very, very nice 2-year-old. I cannot for the life of remember who had him last year. I don't believe it's our current trainer, Gary Martin, but the Onyx Dragon
it was Sue and Gary. I just don't know who was listed last
Oh,
year.
really?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
was
pretty
theirs? I could not remember. But it was still just a very nice 2-year-old. Made $93,000 last year. Having some hard times coming back onto it. This year as a sophomore, just 2 wins, and they've come back-to-back, though. Maybe some things are feeling better for him. Last time out of Wellington, won by just about a length, and 158-3, lifetime $102,000 made.
6 Pure Dragon, Harvey Hirschberger for the Clegg team, 3-year-old Fear the Dragon son. 2 for 19 this season. He's made $10,000. He's made some money, but he's had a little bit of trouble finishing off the miles. Been tiring late. But a couple of thirds. Outside post here. Could be a tough draw. We'll see if Harvey Hirschberger can pick up another win. He did drive him to a third-place finish at Wellington in 59-3, 2 back. Field of 6 are in behind the mark. Ty Borowski starting car. Here's Dave Bianconi.
They're off and pacing from the center of the pack. There goes Catch the Express from the inside. Sunny by the Seaside. A Legend Secret is right there as well. But crossing over, grabbing the front is Catch the Express. That one is on a roll to the lead quickly here for Drew Neal. Right there in second now is Sunny by the Seaside. A Legend Secret is third. Closing the gap in fourth is Serious Colt, followed by the Onyx Dragon. And your trailer is Pure Dragon. But as they head towards the quarter-mile mark, slowing it down a bit on the front now is Catch the Express. That one will take them by the quarter in 30-2. Couple of lengths back in second. Then you'll find Sunny by the Seaside. A Legend Secret is third. Looking them over from fourth is Serious Colt with the Onyx Dragon and Pure Dragon at the back. They're in single file line as they turn and head past the grandstand for the first time. And the one to catch is the 3-5 favorite. That is Catch the Express. Right there in second, Sunny by the Seaside with a Legend Secret, Serious Colt, the Onyx Dragon, and Pure Dragon. Somebody's got to move eventually here as they move past the half in 102-4. And the horse making the move on the outside is the Onyx Dragon. The Onyx Dragon picking up ground fast here on the outside. He's third and headed for second. Now also drifting off the rail is Sunny by the Seaside, but they're all still chasing Catch the Express, who has picked up the tempo on the lead, and Catch the Express begins to kick away here as they head towards three quarters. Catch the Express will be hard to catch from here. He's got a 3.5 length advantage past three quarters in 135-4. And Catch the Express and Drew Neal now opening up as they hit the turn for home. It's Catch the Express by 8 lengths, maybe 10 at the top of the lane, and Catch the Express is opening up and destroying this field. Catch the Express wins it handily. The race is for place, and it's tight between A Legend Secret and Sunny by the Seaside. Time of that mile, 2:03-1.
I think that is our fastest mile of the day, isn't it? 2:03-1. That has to be.
That was pretty quick back half, too. 1:02-4 to the half, so they came home in a minute and 2/5. That was certainly definitely the fastest second lap for sure.
I think that by far is our fastest. And you kind of expect it, right, from these older colt
pacers.
Yeah, older colt pacers can tend to do it. But honestly, our fillies sometimes will put it to even the boys. But they gave us a nice performance out here today.
Another Catch the Fire.
Listen, I guess we have to invest.
Yeah, let's go buy one.
The sales are coming up. We need to invest for next year and just make all of our money in one go here at the great Geauga County Fair next year.
6 in a row for Catch the Express on the fair circuit as well. Oak Harbor, Marysville, Berea, Croton, Mount Gilead, and Burton. Catch the Express. 17-length winner last time. Wasn't quite 17 today, I don't think, but definitely was double digits.
That was just the 5th start under our new trainer. I believe it was unofficial. It was very tight there, but I think I'm a little off the wire, but I'll throw it out there. I think it does go 4-3-1-2.
I would be in agreement. Drew Neal didn't have the strongest start to the day, but
He's
picked it
finishing
up
it.
here.
So
3 in a
official
row
winner
for
of
Drew
the
Neal.
9th, it's number 4, Catch the Express. Catch the Express, a 3-year-old gelded son of Catch the Fire. Catch the Fire having a big day here at Burton with another winner. Catch the Fire out of the Big Jim mare Abalone Hanover. Corey DeEarmond of Youngstown, Ohio is the trainer and co-owner. along with Cap Equine Estates of Youngstown. Given a victory here by Drew Neal. That's 3 wins in a row for Mr. Drew Neal. Prices are up for the night. Express makes 320, 340.
Looks like somebody actually did have the try for this one. 4-3-1. So I was right. I think I'm right. It goes 4-3-1-2.
But nobody had the exact.
But no one had the exact. What the try was like, what, $87 before it flipped away?
The 4 all exact is like $2. So it's like it's crushed with the 4 on top, but nobody had 4-3. Who is a very logical horse. He's only missed the board once in 8 tries. Bit of a legend son, legend secret for James Day. I got to remember, we got to be patient.
I know. It's just a little, Dave announces in a different format than we're used to here.
Susan yelled at me yesterday. I was going too fast.
Oh, going too
Yeah,
fast? Like what?
Through the scratches. Yeah.
Oh.
It's so hard because we had so many, and I'm like, I don't want to talk for 10 minutes. But I already have them written down. So it's like you sit there and you feel like you waited like long enough.
But if somebody's writing it.
Yeah.
Race number 9, the one Sunny by the Seaside was 3rd. 2 Serious Colt 4th. 3 Legend Secret was 2nd. 4 Catch the Express, the race winner. 5 The Onyx Dragon was 5th. 6 Pure Dragon 6th. Top down, we got a 3, 4, 2, 1, 5, 6. Looking ahead to race number 10.
You talk about a tough trip, though, for our 5 horse. The Onyx Dragon, he did get up for a check, but, man, he was coming. Headed back to the backside and just got all kinds of traffic, really, is what that ended up being.
Yeah, he ended up, you know, it was going to be second over, but Justin decided to try and just keep his momentum going, so he kept him 3 wide and ultimately probably didn't help his cause there when the horse pulled in front of him, but. And then the horse that pulled didn't exactly start moving right away. It was like he pulled and stalled, so it didn't help out the 5, although I don't think it mattered. Catch the Express was
right.
But it could have caused, you know, maybe would have got up for 2nd or 3rd in a different scenario.
That's horse racing, right?
That's how it goes. Million ways to lose, 1 to win. And the 1 to win was all the way with Catch the Express. 10th race is next. Free for all trotters, $1,200 for a field of 6. And we'll go through them when we come back from these messages.
The roots of harness racing are born at the county fair. For over 150 years, people have gathered to watch horses battle it out for fame and glory. Catch the thrills this summer at an Ohio Fair Racing Conference County Fair. The OFRC races at 22 fairs in 20 Ohio counties. Trotters and pacers put it all on the line to be called the best in the Buckeye State. The Ohio Fair Racing Conference, where the path to greatness begins. In Ohio, we know a thing or two about greatness. It's in our blood. It's in our horses. Ohio Standardbreds are built to win, racing for nearly $23 million in Ohio Stakes races. See Ohio's top yearlings at the Ohio Selected Jug Sale Friday, September the 12th at the Pickaway County Event Center. Show day is Thursday. Experience the thrill and invest in the future with the Buckeye Owner Bonus. Eligible Ohio sired yearlings get a bonus after their 2- and 3-year-old racing season. Learn more at OhioHarnessHorseBreeders.com.
Midland Acres is proud to stand the prominent stallions, TCI, Long Tom, Ready for Money, Monty Mickey, Summa Cum Laude, and Bit of a Legend. With such great pedigree and speed in the stallion barn, Midland Acres will provide a diverse group of top yearlings in the sale ring for 2025. Visit us this fall at our consignments at the Blooded Horse Sale on August 26th, the Ohio Select Jug Sale on September 12th, and the Lexington Select Sale on September 29th through October 3rd. Let Midland Acres' experience in the industry lead you to the winner's circle.
Welcome back to Geauga County Fair, Burton, Ohio. We've reached double digits on our 13-race afternoon/evening card. Drew Neal has won 3 in a row. The first driver to triple up. Manny Miller has a double. Herman Hagerman with a training double. Rosie Weaver has a training double. So a lot of trainers and drivers doubling up, which you can expect when you have 13 races. Racing has been good. We've had some pretty impressive miles, some horses that have won and rolled on the front. Catch the Express just won by probably double digits. Lynn Range won earlier, winning her 7th in a row. Rosie had another horse catch I can't remember the horse's name off the top of my head. Let me go back here and find it. Tom's Queen, 6 in a row for Tom's Queen. And Spend the Prize also on a 6-race win streak. So some horses that have been doing really well in the fairs have continued that trend here in Burton by rolling on the front, picking up victories. 10th race is next. It's a free-for-all trot for $1,200. It's a field of 6. They do start 6 across, so no trailers. 1 Long Tom Jess. You can make the driver Joe Yoder. Joe Yoder, the owner of this horse, will actually get to do the driving. 5 Nothing But a Dreamer, Braden Rhodes aboard. And the 6 Global Girl, Justin Irvine. Give you some stats on these horses in the free-for-all trot because it's open to anybody. The 1 Long Tom Jess, a 5-year-old gelded son of Long Tom. It's a $120,000 earner in his career, $28,000 this year. Most recently was 4th at Mount Gilead. Won at Northfield, actually, last week in 58-3. 2 is Duke of Lindy, David Justice, driving for owner-trainer Mike Downey. 9 for 178 in his career. Only 1 win this season from already 32 tries, but 6 second-place finishes, and he's over $10,000 earned. 3 is Cassius Lane. I'm assuming this is going to be an owner change or some kind of private purchase for the Cleggs. Nick Clegg and Betty Clegg, as listed owners are Burke Racing and Weaver Buscemi, unless they just gave the horse to Nick to train for the Signature Series and free-for-all type events. But either way, this is a horse that's won 31 times in his career for $392,000 and was just a $30,000 purchase originally from the Buckeye Classic sale, although that sale would have been 8 years ago. 9-year-old son of Cash Hall. 4 J.H. Hill, Jason Thompson driving for owner-trainer Scotty Reed. 1 of 2 mares in the field. She's 0 for 3 this season. She won 7 times last year, and remember this horse quite a bit. She does have a little bit of a braking issue, but when she keeps her mind focused and gets around the mile, she's pretty tough. Was 2nd most recently in an open at Jefferson behind Global Girl, who we'll get to in a minute. 0 for 3 this season, but again, 7 wins last year and had 2 as a 2-year-old. So she's won 9 times from only 31 starts. 5 Nothing But a Dreamer, Braden Rhodes doing the driving for the Clegg team. Muscle Mass son. 22 lifetime wins, was 11 for 36 last year. He's only been 1 for 26 this year, but he still made $1,000 per start. Hasn't won in 5 tries, but he's hit the top 3, 4 thirds and a 2nd. Mount Gilead, Wellington, Napoleon, Jefferson, and Mansfield. Raced in the Glada at Northfield. The amateur event was driven by Christina Johnson. Ended up breaking there, so Nothing But a Dreamer, though. Outside, one of the outside posts here gets Braden Rhodes. And the 6 is Global Girl. Justin Irvine driving for Gary Martin and Sue Stockwell. 26 wins in her career from 68 tries rather. 9 wins last year. She got very sharp toward the end of the season. Has a lifetime mark of 54-3 and a seasonal best of 54-4 last year. This year 3 for 16. Hasn't quite come back the same. Had some time off. She came back, won an hours of 1,500 a few weeks ago at Northfield. Won the Open at Jefferson. 5th at Wellington most recently there. I think we have almost all the horses. I think we're just missing 1, so we'll have the post parade here shortly. But again, this is a free-for-all trot for $1,200. Sometimes these are one of the most exciting races on the fair program because you get so many horses. You get to see some classy old horses, old veterans that have been doing it for a while, and also some young emerging stars. Some 4-year-olds often show up in these. Right now, our betting favorite at 4 to 5 is the 1 Long Tom Jess for Joe Yoder. Not a lot of action in this race. Only $94 on the win pool. They've been betting over $200 to $300 a race, so still light in this one. It's been chilly here in Burton, but we've gotten through it. 13 of them tonight. And Nick is on the track, so we're going to have the post parade here in just a couple of moments with Dave to give you the horses.
Trotters are on the track. One is Long Tom Jess. Rosie Weaver trains for owner and now driver Joe Yoder. The 2 is Duke of Lindy. Mike Downey trains and owns. David Justice is in the sulky. 3 is Cassius Lane. Betty Clegg trains for the correct owner is actually Nick Clegg, and Nick Clegg also does the driving. 4 is J.H. Hill. Scotty Reed owns and trains. Jason Thompson is in the bike. 5 is Nothing But a Dreamer. Betty Clegg trains for owner Kimber Clegg. Braden Rhodes drives this one. And the 6 is Global Girl. Gary Martin conditions for owner Sue Stockwell. Justin Irvin will drive. It's post time for.
All right, so we introduced the horses while I was away. Which one?
I didn't give it away that you were away, but you just
Oh,
came
that's all
right.
right. He doesn't have a mic.
Fair. It's fair. We just muted it. And
Who
like,
did-
you were just talking all the time, but we muted it.
Oh man, who do you like in here then? Did we?
You know, the Nick Clegg horse in this race is very interesting. Coming from
Mhm.
Ron Burke, this horse has been facing 16 and 20 claimers at the Meadows. Obviously, the form's gone a little stale. Probably the reason that the Burkes were ready to move on from the 9-year-old has made $392,000. But now he gets to. It's a fresh. Sometimes I like when horses that have gone a little sour. No, I don't want to say sour, but let's use the word stale. You know, just kind of out there, just okay. New barn, change of training tactics, change of scenery, just a new driver. You know, Ronnie's been driving this horse, so maybe it wakes this horse back up. So this would probably be my play. Now, I could totally be wrong, and he could beat 10 lengths in here because he's just been racing, But at 24-1, 25-1 right now, if I was going to throw a couple bucks on somebody, and Nick Clegg usually has the tendency to be pretty aggressive on the fair circuit, so I'm hoping that, or I would be hoping that he put the horse on the lead, so.
This is Nick's first drive of the night, right?
Nick's first and only drive,
And
which
because
is a big gambling tactic. Although he likes to just let the young guys do it.
I know we definitely saw Nick, more last year? I think we saw him quite a bit last year, up on Betty's. But he really lets Braden and Harvey Hirschberger do a lot of driving now, doesn't he?
Yes, yep. Global Girl last year would win this race, but she's been a little off form this year as a 5-year-old. Not quite sure if they can get her back, but that's a good field for $1,200.
I think if I open my Huffs, is this also part of the graduate series? Is this free for all?
That's definitely an Ashley question.
All right, let's open her up. I'm going to say that this is going to be part of the graduate series that Northfield actually hosts the final of. Do you
so
know?
This is our $12,000 final or whatever.
It would be if I can find.
So I've been
we're
calling
so
it a
deep.
signature series consolation, but it's not. It's a totally different event.
It is totally different, and I can
Wow.
talk about that,
Whoa.
but we're going behind the gate, so I don't want to take too much of your time. And actually, it is not part of the graduate series because I'll explain later. I
Okay.
messed myself up, but we should definitely watch race 10.
Here's Dave.
They're off and trotting from the center of the pack. There goes Cassius Lane to the front. Nothing But a Dreamer drifts out towards the lead, as does Long Tom Jess from along the rail. But it is on the inside, Cassius Lane. On the outside, his stablemate, Nothing But a Dreamer, will now take over, as it's Cassius Lane back to second with Long Tom Jess third. Duke of Lindy is fourth in the early going, followed by Global Girl. Off stride and out of it is J.H. Hill. But on the point now, it is Nothing But a Dreamer. Cassius Lane is about a length and a half back in second with Long Tom Jess third. They pass the quarter in 32 seconds flat. Nothing But a Dreamer cruising along on the engine here for Braden Rhodes. Content to sit second is Cassius Lane, taking a look from third and now pulling. Here comes Long Tom Jess. Following that move is Duke of Lindy with Global Girl. Past the grandstand for the first time, and Long Tom Jess with a rush on the outside on even terms with the leader, Nothing But a Dreamer, as they pass the half-mile mark in 1:05 and 2. Couple of lengths back to third, then you'll find Nothing But a Dreamer. Global Girl begins to move up on the outside fourth with Duke of Lindy. But they're still racing as a team on the lead. On the inside, it's Nothing But a Dreamer. On the outside, Long Tom Jess, like a horse and his shadow, right together as they head towards the 3/4 mile mark. Long Tom Jess with a nose in front on the outside, but Nothing But a Dreamer has that inside position and is not done yet. Enjoying the view from third is Cassius Lane as they zip past 3/4 in 1:35 and 4. Really picked up the tempo there in quarter 3. Nothing But a Dreamer now moves back out. Off stride is Long Tom Jess. Long Tom Jess made a break. So it's Nothing But a Dreamer. He's trying to hold off his stablemate. Cassius Lane's going to take his shot. It's the 2 Clegg trainees going at it in the stretch. Inside, Nothing But a Dreamer. Outside, Nick Clegg and Cassius Lane. It is tight, but it looked like Cassius Lane got there over Nothing But a Dreamer with Duke of Lindy. Final time of the mile, 2:07 and 1.
Well, I'm happy and annoyed on the same breath because he took the late money, so 7-1, whatever. You know, it's not a crazy price, but I am shocked that this horse was off 7-1. I mean, he's just been facing so much more tougher. You know, Clegg is aggressive and is going to go forward in here. I mean, this horse looks every bit of a horse that should have been a shorter price.
But I do need you to remember where you're at.
That's
you're
true.
not sitting at
I
Northfield
know.
Park, and so a lot of the guys that we have hanging out here, you know, our audience today is they're going to bet once a year, and it is at Burton, and they're not going to know who the Cleggs are. They're really not going to know who Ron Burke is, right?
That's very true.
So they were probably just looking at, you know, mile times and the last handful of finishes and if they hit the board or not. But that played out for you really well. Listen, your fiance's here. You could have had her put $5 down. And you,
if we
again,
did, we would have knocked the price down to 4-1.
Right.
But if we were playing the other races, I'd probably be down. So this would have been just to get even, anyways.
2:07 and 1. That is the second win on the year for Cassius Lane. The first win under Betty Clegg.
Yeah, this horse won a 20 claimer at the Meadows, and then just. It's funny. Mickey Burke was driving that day, and then gave the last to Ronnie, and Ronnie Wren, North America Cup winning driver.
Couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it. Mickey Burke could. And that handicapping angle of a driver with one drive on the card. Nick's also bundled up like
he
it's
really
November.
is, isn't he? I get it. I feel it. Yelling up there. If anybody's going to yell up here, it's going to be Nick, isn't it?
Nick asked if Dave was doing the pro bono.
I think that is, yeah, it's the first one on the card tonight for Betty as well.
As back in front of the stands, the man, the myth, the legend. Chicks dig him, guys want to be him. Nick Clegg and Cassius Lane getting the job done. It's official, 3-5-2. Your official winner, number 3, Cassius Lane's a 9-year-old gelded son of Cash Hall out of the American Winter Mare Winning Colors K. Trained by Betty Clegg for owner and driver Nick Clegg. Cassius Lane picks up career win number 32. 3-5-2 is official.
That's what you're missing.
Look at the show price. That's my favorite part about the fairs, though. Like, it's all fun, but it's just crazy what people bet because when there's only a few dollars in the pool, it only takes one person to play $5 or $10 that can change the price of things. I mean, I don't know how much they get in the place and show pool, but this horse paid half to place that he did the show. But both of those are still less than what he would have collected on the win bet. You know, you were gone for like 5 minutes.
I really know. I even passed because I was like, wait, because I asked before we got started here, and I was like, where are the windows? Because there's under the grandstand is really just like a
bunch of shops.
Shops, yeah, and some restrooms. If there's nowhere to put it inside the grandstand, obviously we're right on the track, so there's nothing down below us, and there's a little white tent set up, and that's
behind the corn dog stand.
Yes.
So you can make a bet and grab a corn dog.
And I really looked at it, and I was like, oh, look there, that's where they are, and I should have just stopped. What was I doing?
Well, on that note.
Are we going to get a rundown?
Oh, patience.
There we go.
Race
wait
1,
5
Long
seconds.
Tom Jess was 5th, 2 Duke of Lindy 3rd, 3 Cassius Lane the race winner. 4 J.H. Hill was 6th, 5 Nothing But a Dreamer 2nd, 6 Global Girl was 4th. Top down, we got a 5-3-1, 6-2-4. As we look ahead to race number 11. One change in the 11th race to 5, Sam's Legend.
And that is what we have. So race 11 up next. We're scratched down to a field of 5. The 5-horse Sam's Legend is a scratch. Purse of $7,858 up for grabs is going to be the second division of the 3-year-old Colt Pacers. Join us back here in just a moment.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. Or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Dublin Valley Farms, home of Volstead Sire of 2024 Ohio Horse of the Year Sugar Instead. Also standing at Dublin Valley Farms, Slay, a promising young son of Chapter 7 and Coach K Hanover by world record holder Walner. Looking for your next winner? Dublin Valley Farms and our clients are offering an exciting lineup of yearlings with current and fashionable pedigrees. Available at public auctions this year. Backed by a team that cares, Dublin Valley Farms, Fredericksburg, Ohio.
Welcome back to the Geauga County Fair here in Burton, Ohio. We're up to race number 11. We're 10 in the books, and while we have a couple of moments, we have Corey Kreiser, 2024 Northfield Park leading trainer, and potentially soon-to-be two-time leading trainer at 2025. Pretty healthy lead in the trainer standings, I would say.
Yeah, it's been going good so far this year. Pretty much a numbers game. I've had the biggest barn most of the year, so we're on top still.
So you have a big barn. Tell us how many horses you have right now in the barn.
Well, right now I'm actually down. We're down to about 23, I think.
Down to 23. You like to play the claiming game. Obviously, you've had talented horses over the years. Think of Galaxies as you've had. Think of Galaxies.
Yeah.
You've had open type horses. You had one just race in the Aldrich 5th place finish or 4th place finish.
4th, yeah.
4th Rose Run Zoom, which you got the announcer jinx because I picked him, so that was my fault.
That happens.
And then I didn't pick him so I pick him in the Tom Aldrich President's Trot, $100,000 race against Grand Circuit types, and I think he can win with Tim Tetrick. And then Justin drives him from post 7 against just open level. I don't pick him, and he wins the race. And I literally took off the mic, and I was like, I cannot believe I did not pick I picked him a week ago against way tougher, and he wins the Open the next week.
Assuming if a driver change that steered you away.
Yeah, you know what? That Justin kid, I'm not too sure. He's had a couple break around here.
He raced the biggest races in Michigan ever the other day, and he ran 3 out of 5, and only one was a pacer, I think. Or one was a trotter. He had a rough week.
Justin's had a rough week, but he's been doing very well. He's part of a driving colony that you are a part of, even though you don't like to admit it.
A small part.
Corey wins at 10%, but as driver, but he won't. He'll tell you he's like the worst driver ever.
Yeah, definitely a small part. The other guys get more favors. I let them handle it. I like driving the young ones. That's about it.
Corey's quote last year, I asked him, he won the driving title or training title. And it would be cool if he won the driving title, but
right.
Aaron might have something to say about that. I texted Corey and I said, I need a quote for the story. And I said, what do you think about driving? And he said that I only like driving the young ones because I'm too fat to drive the other ones. So, which is obviously not true because, very, very down on yourself. 9-10% wins and always well spotted. Now, what do you prefer to train? Do you want young horses? Do you prefer older horses?
I would say 3-year-old and over. Literally, babies are a nightmare.
Babies are not. Okay, pace or trot?
When it comes to driving or training?
Training.
Training, pacers.
Pacers.
Nothing better than tying their legs together and they go fast.
That's one interesting way to put it. Yeah, you're very popular in the claiming box. You're very, like I said, you have those talented horses that make a bunch of money, but you're also very popular in the claiming box. And do you like playing the claiming game? Is it just something that you do just because of
probably
how
the
Northfield
favorite.
is?
Favorite game's claiming game. New faces has always been my success. Love having a new horse come in the barn.
What makes a new horse special? Is
Just
it learning the new horse?
Learning the horse, trying to make some changes here and there, see if you can make it go a little better than the last time. Sometimes it backfires. The other night we claimed one. He raced really good his last 2 or 3, and we raced him first start, took the head poles off, and Aaron couldn't steer him. He texted me and said, if I could steer him, he wins. It happens. We tried.
Was that the horse that he pulled up in like the first turn? After he steered to the right, went 3 wide, and then almost crashed back into the field?
He might have. Bullville's pandemic. He ended up 3rd or 4th, but.
Oh, no, different horse. Yeah,
Okay.
Different horse with Aaron having the same
Right.
issue, but.
It happens sometimes, but, them are the changes you make. Sometimes you look like a superstar, sometimes you don't, so.
Now, you've been down to Ohio from 4 years, 5 years?
Yeah, I think this is 4 years. I just seen a flashback on Facebook the other day of when I first got the first barn in Ohio.
How many did you start with?
I think I moved here with about 16.
16, and you're up to 22. Corey,
And we had
Northfield
50.
Park, leading trainer in 2024, soon to be leading trainer in 2025, assuming all things just go kind of the way they've gone for the first 9 months. But I appreciate you stopping over here for a couple minutes just to chat while we had some time. And, obviously Corey's one of my favorite people on the backside. So thanks for coming over.
All righty, thank you.
Race. These are 3-year-old colt pacers going after a purse of $78.58. One is catching up. James Day trains and drives for Power Play Racing. 2 Unique Catch. Darren Harvey trains and drives for Mast, Eden Acres Farm, Miller and Harvey. 3 is Billion. Corey Day Ehrman conditions for Cap Equine Estates. Driver change to Drew Neal. 4 Draco's Storm. Gary Martin trains for owner Sue Stockwell. Justin Irvine's in the bike. The 5 is scratched. 5 is scratched. And the 6 is Widger Boys. Betty Clegg trains for owner Kimber Clegg with Braden Rhodes in the sulky. It's post time for the 11th. Still time.
Never getting out of here.
Number 11, 3 to go on our Friday card. 1 is catching up. James Day drives and trains for Power Play Racing 87. 1 for 22 in his career. 1 win this season. It was in 2:04 and 4, but was clocked in 59 and 1 at Wellington last week.
Unique Catch is the 2. Darren Harvey trains and drives. This is a Catch the Fire. So we have another good shot here today. Talk about a horse with a lot of speed as of late. So last time out in the Buckeye Stallion Series at Scioto was second by a length in 151 flat. But if we go even further back, end of June 28th at Scioto in a mini series, was second by a neck in 150-3. Final quarter 26-4. $96,000 made lifetime for this Catch the Fire. $45,000 of that came this year.
$3 billion. Drew Neal for Corey Darman and Camp Estates. 2 for 11 this season. Both of those wins were at Northfield. Now one's a 2, and then on Summit County Fair night. Most recently was in the Buckeye at Scioto. Clocked in 152. Now he was in with Unique Catch, who beat him, but Billion 52 clocking. This is another fast horse and a son of Down by the Seaside.
Justin Irvine on the 4. Draco's Storm. This is a Gary Martin trainee. A Fear the Dragon. 10 seasonal starts with 4 wins. 2 back at Jefferson, 1 by a nose in 202 and 1. Has a lifetime mark actually set last year as a 2-year-old in 156 and 4 at Northfield.
Scratch the 5. 6 Widger Boys for the Clegg team. Braden Rhodes will do the driving. 4 for 18. This is a horse that didn't race at 2, has come back at 3, and is making about $750, $800 a start. A win at Wellington in 59 was just clocked at Richwood in 57 and 2 on Tuesday, racing behind Eddie Nine Toes, who's a pretty talented one from the Levan stable. 3-0 Colt Pacers, $7,800. Here's Dave Bianconi with the call.
They're off and pacing the center of the track. That is Unique Catch between horses. Billion also leaves well. Down along the rail, Catching Up is in the early mix as Widger Boys also tries to secure his spot. But taking over now, that is Unique Catch. Puts Billion in the 2-hole. Right there, third is Widger Boys, followed by Catching Up. The trailer in the early going is Draco's Storm. But as they head towards the quarter, it is Unique Catch, and Darren Harvey whizzing past the quarter in 29. Fastest quarter of the day here at the Geauga County Fairgrounds. So Unique Catch is on the point by 2 lengths with Billion second. Couple of more lengths back to Widger Boys third, followed by Catching Up and Draco's Storm. Turning it past the grandstand for the first time, it is Unique Catch. Unique Catch and Darren Harvey. No stranger to Buckeye Stallion Series competition. He is going to lead them past the half-mile mark in a time of 1 minute and 2/5. So slowed it to 31-2 in the second panel. Billion getting a good trip in second, gapped out slightly in third, then is Widger Boys, followed by Catching Up, and trying to catch up from the back. Here comes Draco's Storm, first to move from that single file position. But as they head towards 3/4, they're all still chasing the 3-5 favorite Unique Catch. Billion takes a look from the pocket second, trying to catch up from third, then is Widger Boys. 3/4 comes and goes in 1:30-2, and it is Unique Catch. Unique Catch, just too much for these. He's opening up now 2.5, 3. Billion's trying to stay in contact second with a big gap back to Widger Boys in third, but Unique Catch simply too good for this group. Unique Catch under wraps here for Darren Harvey. He's opening up 5, 6 lengths in the stretch. Unique Catch, the easiest kind of winner. Billion is second, Widger Boys third. Time of that mile, 2:01 flat.
2:01 flat there for a minute. I thought we were going to have a track record for the first time in 30 years.
That would have been something. Especially if you touted it coming like just past the half there or 3/4, that if he, sprinted him home. But ultimately there was no reason to have to send him that fast because he was just pulling away without even trying. Darren Harvey tucked the whip.
How to say? Tuck the whip. 2-3-6 unofficial. That was all Unique Catch. That is his 3rd win of the season, 12th lifetime, and now 25 tries.
This is a horse that really started the season very electrifying. You can't really see it off the program, but he won an hours of 1 or an hours of 2 at Northfield. This is about as impressive as you could be from post 8 and swept the field and thought, he would go on to some bigger and better things. But he's been okay. Just he didn't go on to like Sire Stakes, but Buckeye raced very well at Saddle 51. He's been very fast. Maybe he's starting to get back to some of his races. That was impressive there. So it'll be interesting. But this is another talented Catch the Fire son with the win. Now over $100,000.
It's amazing, isn't it? If you got a horse that goes consistently in 51 and you're not making checks in the Sire Stakes.
Yeah.
It's just the company. Like if you look a handful of lines back, he did try to go in the Sire Stakes back July 5th. Was 7th and just got tired. He looks like he just got tired compared to the rest of the field, right? Still came home in 28.
51 mile.
Yeah, but
then in the State Fair, same thing, 51 mile.
And who was he behind? Swingtown.
Swingtown and Rick Wink. Boy, Burke has a stranglehold in that 3-year-old division.
For the winner circle, your official winner of a race number 11, it's the 2 Unique Catch. Unique Catch, another son of Catch the Fire. Catch the Fire is scorching here at the Geauga County Fair as a sire. This one out of the Real Desire mare Unique Legacy. Darren Harvey trains and co-owns with Wayne Mass Jr. of Dundee, Eden Acres Farmstead of Millersburg, Stephen Miller of Millersburg, and of course Darren Harvey out of Canton. OH gets the win. That's a driving and training double for Darren Harvey.
Waiting for the official rundown. No doubt about that. In 2:01. Now that is the fastest mile of the day for Unique Catch. Darren Harvey doubles up as driver and trainer. Just last year in 2024, Darren Harvey got his very first Sire Stake win. I believe that was with LT Loverboy, right? That should be who I'm thinking of, and it's been pretty prominent ever since. Has some nice trotters and pacers, obviously. Looks like we are official. Prices are on the board. Pays just here we go.
One catching up was fourth. 2 Unique Catch, the race winner. 3 Billion second. 4 Draco Storm fifth. The 5 was scratched. 6 Widger Boys third. Top down 4, 1, 2, 5, scratch 3. Looking ahead to the 12th race at the start of the late daily double.
Turning the page. The one and only division of 3-year-old filly pacers. Now, our sophomore colt pacers have given us quite a show in their 2 divisions, so let's see what our fillies can do up next. A smaller field, actually just 4 are going to go behind the gate, but we do have some heavy hitters. Actually, we really do in this next race. So race 12, $13,670. Right now, I have no changes for you, so join me back here momentarily.
The Ohio equine industry needs your help. I'm Scott Mogan, president of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association. With over 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. That means jobs that pump millions of dollars into the local economy and support thousands of families. For Ohio's equine industry to remain strong, we need to send a clear message to our legislators about the important role that the agricultural small businesses play in Ohio's economy. To do that, we need your help. PACER, the Political Action Committee for Equine Racing, helps support and inform on issues that could positively affect Ohio harness racing. Please consider a donation to PACER. To donate, visit our website at OHHA.com or call 614-221-3650. Your donation will help keep harness racing strong in Ohio. Thank you for your support.
In Ohio, Hickory Lane Farm has the stallions you are looking for, like What the Hill, Uncle Peter, and In Range, as well as Branded by Lindy, Jug Winner Luz Pearlman, Racing Hill, and Guardian Angel Oz. Hickory Lane will offer a host of Ohio-sired yearlings this fall, including 6 by In Range, 5 by Uncle Peter, 4 by Guardian Angel Oz, and 1 by What the Hill. Find out more at hickorylanefarm.com.
Warren Racing has been racing and breeding winners for over 5 decades, specializing in the development of young horses racing in Ohio. We are currently looking for new partnership opportunities as the fall sales approach. Our facilities feature a half-mile all-weather track, a sand track, beautiful turnouts, and everything that is needed to set your next quarter filly up for success. Want to own your next resource and have fun doing it? If so, contact us today and join in on the thrill of Ohio harness racing.
Welcome back. Headed into, what, do you even know what race we're headed into after I just closed my program? Race 12. You're the numbers guy. You're the numbers guy.
And, of course, what I am not is what you just said we were going to do, which is play some Jeopardy or something.
Jeopardy. So race 12 up next of 13. This is going to be the penultimate of the night. But even though we just have 4 horses, oh, we do have some out. I was like, nobody's out yet. Looks like maybe horse 3 is making his way to the track. But while we are waiting for the post parade, if you're just joining us, some fun facts you should know about the county we're sitting in here. So Burton, the great Geauga County Fair, is the oldest in Ohio and actually one of the oldest in the nation. Started in 1823 was the very first fair in October of that year, and the state of Ohio was just 20 years old at the time. Early fairs were actually alternated between here in Burton and Chardon, which must be down the road, and actually one was held in Paynesville as well. This fair has been continuously held each year, which is pretty remarkable considering even like COVID year, right? Everything that has happened throughout history, this fair has survived the Civil War, the Spanish-American War, World Wars, the Great Depression, Korea, Vietnam, you name it. It has stood steady. And we're going to go to the post parade, and unfortunately my camera guy has walked away yet again, so I'm going to pretend to do this job.
That's the same thing with Lisbon too, Ashley. Is that they're 150 or 160 years consecutive on the fair circuit.
Pretty cool.
Drives for Levan Stables, Darmoful Racing, and Megan Levan. 3 is Pink Jammies. Rosie Weaver trains and co-owns with Heartland Acres. Drew Neal's in the bike. And the 4 is Song Somewhere. Isaiah Schrake conditions for Phil Baldoff. Logan Ebersol does the driving. Compact but powerful field of 4 here in the 3-year-old filly pace. It's the start of the late daily double.
We don't know what we're doing here. Steven's making his way back. Every once in a while, he has to step away, and we've been pretty slow to get out today. But of course, as soon as he steps away,
I was going to say that was the fastest they've come on the
Right.
track. After I was just telling him that when you stepped away that one race, I said, you would think you get toward the end of the car. There's only like 15 horses left that haven't raced, and they've been standing for 4 hours. You'd think they would be ready to roll, but
almost every single fair, though, you would think it should be like that. There's no warm-ups. They're ready to go. No.
yeah.
The last 3 races always take the longest to get out, but this one was different. We're going to give it to them.
Yeah, I got to give the guys credit. It's a field of 4. Just a quartet. The one is Jerry Gamo, Ty Loy driving and training. 2 for 17 for this 3-year-old daughter of Fool Me Once. 57 and 4 clocking in Northfield. Was 5th on Summit County Fair Night in 58. Has been hitting the board, has been cashing checks. She's made over $1,000. In fact, she's made almost $25,000 from 17 tries. Started her career really strongly at the beginning of the season. Has tailed off a little bit since.
Legendary L. Hank Levan trains and drives. This is a bit of a legend in coming off of a win at Richwood. Start back from that, though, at Northfield. Stepped it up into the Buckeye. Had a 3rd place finish there in 153-3. Final quarter, 27-4. $50,000 made lifetime. 18 tries this season. 11 wins.
3 Pink Jammies. Drew Neal drives for Rosie Weaver. 3-year-old daughter of Fear the Dragon. 13 of 34 in her career. 4 wins this season. And I always like seeing Pink Jammies because she always has pink lines. So you can always see her in the pack. But a wire-to-wire win at Croton in 2 minutes 1/5 was clocked in 56-1. Buckeye Stallion night at Northfield. 2 back.
Song Somewhere. Isaiah Schrake trains. Logan Ebersol in the bike. This is a bring on the beach. It's not a breeding we see too often. 14 seasonal tries with 1 win, and that came now 4 back at Mansfield. Won by just a neck in 2:06 flat. Final quarter there, 29-3. $11,000 on the season for Song Somewhere. $45,000 lifetime. And this is a homebred.
Legendary L, 15-time winner in her career, and the 3 Pink Jammies, 13-time winner. So between the 2 of them, they won 28 times.
So when you had stepped away for just a moment, I said there are some heavy hitters. It's a small, compact field, but some nice fillies in this one, specifically living right beside each other. Pink Jammies was such an animal last year as well, and I got to meet her kind of up close and personal for the first time. We went up to Rosie's earlier this spring for Freshman Focus, and we're just after we had filmed everything. I mean, I was probably there an extra hour just talking. Pink Jammies is a tough mare. She acts like a mare. I don't think they can really turn her out with much. She kind of is grumpy in the corner. I'm going to assume her personality hasn't changed too much since then, but I could be wrong. But there are some quirks that you put up with because they're good racehorses, right?
And she also, I've said this before when I've seen her at these fairs, is not the most willing horse, which probably goes along with her attitude in the barns, is that you really have to work this horse from start to finish. Drew Neal will probably be chasing her, especially if she tries to go to the front. It's like she gets a little lazy out there, and you got to keep her focused. But she does. She doesn't let horses pass her, as evidenced by her 9 wins last year and 87,000 earned. But she did not necessarily love to be on the front. She did just what she needed to do to win, basically.
Get the job done. But hey, like we said earlier, a win is a win.
A win is a win. I'm shocked that she's 10-1, though.
Are you?
Yes. I think the 1, 2, and 3 are all like very equal, so I thought they would be bet pretty equally. Again, I know it's small pools and a $10 bet can change things, but 3 Pink Jammies is a horse that got good lines and has made a bunch of money. That's what fair kind of betting brings. You would think that this one would be bet a little stronger, but she is starting outside of the other two also.
Jerry Camo on the rail. Now, were you at Canton?
I know, but I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I really
Okay.
don't remember.
So we have a line to be announced in our programs, and unfortunately, I did not
She did
realize.
not win. I know that.
Did not win. Okay. Say how she raced there. 'Cause sometimes that might
I
put
feel
a
like
wrench
she
in
was
things
like
too.
third or fourth. You would think as the guy that announced the races there, I would know the result, but
Well, the
was 2
winners,
days ago.
the winners are easy to remember because you talk about them more.
Yeah.
But then your second, third, fourth, like it all kind of melds together when you've got 16 races in a single night. You know. What does Northfield average on a night?
15.
15.
That Wednesday, though, was I called 10 at Canton, and
Oh.
she was in the first one.
Yep.
And then I had 15 in Northfield, so I called 25 that day. So, yeah, I don't remember what happened in the
You
first
earned
race.
you earned your money that
Yeah.
day.
And there behind the gate, we'll send it up to Dave with the penultimate. 13,000 on the line.
They're off and pacing from the outside. Pink Jammies fires out between horses. Legendary L. Jerry Camo also tries to secure her spot along the inside, but it is a speed duel between Legendary L and Pink Jammies. These two going at it early. Jerry Camo not giving a hole in third. Fourth in the short field is Song Somewhere. But as they head towards the quarter, it is Legendary L on the point. Trying to back off into second is Pink Jammies, but there's no hole. Little hardball being played on a Friday night here at the Burton Fair as they pass the quarter-mile mark in a brisk 29-2. So it's still Legendary L on the lead. Pink Jammies has had to go the overland route so far, but she is still there for Drew Neal, battling on the outside. Loving the view from third is Jerry Camo, and Song Somewhere is fourth. As they approach the half, they are still too wide, as they have been throughout. On the inside's Legendary L. Outside, Pink Jammies. Jerry Camo rammed in the hole there in third with Song Somewhere fourth. They went the half in a brisk 1 minute flat. Winning the battle early is Legendary L, as Pink Jammies has had enough. She's back to fourth. Jerry Camo, though, has had a sensational trip in the pocket. And Pink Jammies now is trying to come back. This is coming from way, way back. Here she's back up into second. So this one certainly has been a wild one thus far in this short field. Legendary L will take them past three quarters on the lead in 132-1. Jerry Camo is going to have to get out at some point. Pink Jammies is still there on the outside third. She's gone about 2 miles already. And then Song Somewhere is fourth. Top of the stretch, it is Legendary L trying to see it through. Jerry Camo looking for daylight. Pink Jammies has gone a gutsy mile to still be a part of it. But Legendary L is simply too good, and Legendary L will get the job done. Jerry Camo second, Pink Jammies third, Song Somewhere was fourth. Time of the mile, 2:02-1.
Legendary L for Hank Levan doubling up. 12th win of the season. Just another ATM machine. A few of them tonight have been just so consistent each and every start. We've talked about it on so many of these broadcasts. Every fair is different. You have so many different things. We have the Cookin' Cowboy Cafe. You have Lisbon, where the turns are super tight. Rock Springs, super tight turns. You have Cortland, which used to be a car track and has sweeping turns, much more completely almost like a circle. It's so the turns are so big. Here, kind of like I would say normal half-mile track, and these horses that just continue to, doesn't matter the fair, just shows their tough and their gritness and their toughness to go to all these fairs and just race their race, and it doesn't matter what's around, and get the job done.
Unofficial 213 is what I have them. Yep, and there's Dave confirming that. Our 3-horse, Pink Jammies, parked out every step of the mile. I thought she was done, and I looked at you to say something. She's like, she's not done yet. She's just lazy. Turn back around, and she takes back off. Was really, second by maybe a nose. It was a little bit tighter.
It was close for second. Yeah, they were about 2 lengths behind the two, and she never saw anything close to a pylon.
No. Not at all. What a tough horse, though. Hopefully we'll see her back next week, and she'll race just that much tougher because she got a nice conditioning mile out of it.
29-2 also for that first quarter and 62nd lap. But here's the 2, Legendary L.
Of the 12th, 2 Legendary L. She's a 3-year-old daughter, a bit of a legend out of the Western Ideal mare, a Breezy Hanover. Trained, driven, and co-owned by Big Bank Hank Levan out of Woodstock, Ohio, with Levan Stables Incorporated and Darmolful Racing Enterprises of Sylvania, Ohio. Megan Levan of Woodstock, driving double and training double for Hank Levan.
The only change I got here is Brady Road.
Kind of having conversation. Just kidding, we're getting official already.
Jerry Camo second, 2 Legendary L, the race winner. 3 Pink Jammies was third, 4 Song Somewhere fourth, top down, 2, 1, 3, 4.
Kind of finishing thoughts before we turn to the 13th and final is we've been commenting, here and there all night just about colors and stuff and having conversations amongst ourselves. And Kenny said, oh, I really do like the L on Levan's, and that marks them all, right? So Louis, the dad of Hank, Harrison also drives. There's very, very small changes. I don't know. One has like gold piping. One has maybe gray piping. That's the only thing that sets their colors apart. But I believe the first one to have that big L on their colors was Herbie, and that would have been Hank's grandpa, who was very, very well known and respected throughout all of Ohio, especially on the fair circuits.
And Hank does a great job on the fair circuit. The tradition continues. I mean, these horses they make a lot of money. They do very well. They seem to take good care of the horses. I mean, I've never heard a bad thing about the Levans. Just you hear nothing but good things no matter who you talk to about Hank and Harrison and the whole family. And we joke and say LOL in the winner's circle because it is true a whole family affair for them. Lots of Levans always in the winner's circle. Yeah, just good horsemen all around. But we only have one to go. We need a short break. We'll bring you the 13th, the free-for-all pace to send us off. More back.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. Or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Dublin Valley Farms, home of Volstead Sire of 2024 Ohio Horse of the Year Sugar Instead. Also standing at Dublin Valley Farms, Slay, a promising young son of Chapter 7 and Coach K. Hanover by world record holder Walner. Looking for your next winner? Dublin Valley Farms and our clients are offering an exciting lineup of yearlings with current and fashionable pedigrees. Available at public auctions this year. Backed by a team that cares, Dublin Valley Farms, Fredericksburg, Ohio.
Welcome back to the Geauga County Fair, the getaway pace. I almost could not get the word. We were talking about brain mush, and that getaway pace was not going to come out. It's the free-for-all pace, $1,200. We had the free-for-all trotters a little earlier, won by Nick Clegg, and he'll try to sweep both of them with Boozer, who already has 2 wins this week.
Now tell me, as I'm looking at this field, of course, we will walk through it a little bit more in depth here momentarily, but our 4-horse, Hard for One Guy, that was a Clegg horse, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Is
I
now...
thought you were going to talk about the name because we all
No. I I'm just talking about, I thought that was also a Clegg horse, but I see that he's under Harvey Hirschberger now, and I mean, I can only see so far back, right? Last month or so.
You know what about Hard F1 guy, though? Or Hard for One, whatever the name is.
Whatever you want to call him, yeah.
Yeah. We found out how old Harvey Hirschberger is.
22, so he
can buy
technically
a beer.
could. I think we're at a dry fair, but if I don't think our mics picked that up at all. That was hilarious. Dave is not letting Nick Clegg have any kind of slack. He is the only one not on the track, and he just called him out by name and said, "What did he say? Come on, brother."
He said, "Come on, brother. It's the 13th race. Let's go."
And I think, is that him?
I think, well, Nick's not even driving. It's Braden.
Oh, okay.
I do think they're all out. Yeah, Harvey used to, or Hard F1 guy, Nick did have the horse, and then I'm sure Harvey, just because of working with Nick, I don't know if it was a private kind of deal or just he gave him the horse, but
Just kidding.
also out of Clegg's barn.
Right, I was gonna say the Clegg was not the only horse out. Harvey's horse is not out either. Dave is not playing around. You know who is the toughest? Roger Houston.
He calls him out all the time.
Immediately. He will, as soon as we go official, bring him out for the next. And hey, I can't blame him. Especially, our job is easy. I show up a couple hours before. I'm here maybe 30 minutes extra.
I hope we're not here at a fair for 30 hours.
The hardest part of my job is just looking at a program. And I can't imagine, some of these people that are working all morning and then hauling to a raceway or a track at night and you're waiting until the 15th race. I would want to pick up the pace a little bit too.
Yeah, you would think they'd be ready to go home. But you know what? It's their,
Sometimes,
you know what they say, fair time is fun time.
I was going to
They're
say,
enjoying their
but we're
summer.
just enjoying the night. There's only a handful left, right? As I've opened my Huff Scout a handful of times tonight, it is
a lot more on the left than
much,
the right.
yeah, it's much thinner of what's yet to come, which I just can't believe how fast this year. It just, every year it gets faster. I don't know if you feel like that, especially getting into like
1000%.
late 20s, right? It's just like, where did the year go? And it's like, how is it Labor Day?
I can't believe I'm closer to 30.
Don't say it out loud.
My 10-year high school reunion is in 2 years, 2017, 2027.
Yep.
2 years. So less than 2 years because we're already past the
Look.
when you would graduate.
This is the young man's. Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. I'm supposed to plan mine, if you're wondering. I haven't.
You're the planner?
I am the planner.
I will not be the planner for mine. Here's
Cap
Dave with the
Equine
post break.
Estates, Drew Neal is your pilot. 3 Boozer, Betty Clegg trains for owner Kimber Clegg. Driver change here to Braden Rhodes. 4 Hard F1 guy, Harvey Hirschberger owns, reins, and trains. 5 is Western Boots, Daryl Moore owns, reins, and trains. And the 6 is Section Line Seaside, Corey DeAirman conditions for Cap Equine Estates with Logan Eversole.
Just to finish up real quick about our conversation with the high school reunion, I am excited for my high school reunion just to be able to go back and tell everyone, ha ha ha, I'm making a career in horse racing, so it's not as dumb as you all thought.
Oh, did you have a hard time with that in high school?
Oh, people were like, what is a horse racing announcer?
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
fact that it actually really turned it into a career, I can go back and kind of.
I think I definitely had some trouble being like, I was a horse girl, but I was pretty lucky. I went to a very small school. It was very rural, so any kind of thing in the ag industry was like, oh, okay, like that's kind of normal. I definitely was the only one in my high school that had any kind of relation to horses and horse racing. So I was pretty lucky, and I think people knew that my dad was pretty good at what he did. So I definitely piggybacked off that a little bit. But a field of 6 for the 13th. This is a free for all pace, $1,200 on the line. Would you like to introduce us?
1 Beacon Sealster, Henry Miller owns, trains, and drives. We're talking about young guguys. Henry cannot buy a drink at the fair or at a bar because he's 19. 6-year-old big gelding by Sports Writer out of the Bettor's Delight Mare Tarport Baccarat. 4 lifetime wins and 52 tries, only 0 for 4 this season, and he has not raced since February 3rd, although the weather was warmer on February 3rd than it is tonight. But Beacon Sealster has the rail for 19-year-old Henry Miller.
The 2-horse Drew Neal on Trey Rock for Corey Damerman. This is a 5-year-old mare by Pet Rock. 2 back at Northfield was a winner, actually in a dead heat, 155 flat, and that was the only win so far in the season. 152,000 made lifetime.
If you've been watching the fairs all week on our YouTube, you know Boozer. He's raced at Mount Gilead, Richwood, and Canton. 2 wins. He won on Wednesday and Tuesday, Richwood and Canton. He looks for 3 in a row. Braden Rhodes driving for the Clegg team.
All right, you say hard F1 guy.
I say hard F1 guy, but I've been told it's hard for one guy. All I know is it's not hard phone guy.
Hard phone guy. I would agree with that. I think I've heard both ways. Hard F1 guy, we'll say that. Harvey Hirschberger trains and drives his 4-year-old gelding by Fear the Dragon. 2 back at Richwood in the free-for-all was second, 157-4.
5 Western Boots, Daryl Moore, his only drive on the card, I believe. Owns, trains, and drives this guy. Has been racing at the fairs. A 9-year-old Western Vintage son with $163,000 earned in his career.
Corey's going to send out another one in the 6th section line, Seaside. Logan Ebersol up. This is a 5-year-old mare down by the Seaside. Last time out at Wellington in the Signature Series, had a 2nd place finish in 157-2. 15 starts on the year, 2 wins, 5 seconds, 103,000 made lifetime.
That's our field, $1,200 on the line for the final time. Here's Dave Bianconi.
Off and pacing in the 13th and final and firing out, it is Boozer. Boozer on a mission early in the race. Trey Rock also leaves well. These two are going to go at it into the opening turn. And on the inside, it is Trey Rock. On the outside, it is Boozer yielding now and settling into second. As they pace through the darkness in third now, it is hard for one guy. Gap of a couple then to Beacon Sealster, who is 4th. Then comes Western Boots, and your trailer is section line Seaside. But cutting through the darkness, a 30-second opening frame. That is Trey Rock on the lead. Boozer is nose to helmet in second. Hard for one guy is third. Still gapped out slightly in fourth is Beacon Sealster. Then comes Western Boots, and taking a look from the back of the pack is section line Seaside. Coming past the half, it is Drew Neal and Trey Rock on the point. Content to sit second is Boozer, pulling though from the 3-hole. Here comes hard for one guy. They went the half mile in a solid 1 minute and 4/5. Trying to see it through on the front. That is a Trey Rock. Boozer still there in second. Hard for one guy has had enough. He drops back into third. On the inside, fourth, then you will find Beacon Sealster. 5th is section line Seaside with Western Boots. But as they head past the 3/4 mile mark, they're still all chasing Trey Rock. Here comes Boozer to shoot his shot. It's Trey Rock on the point. Boozer making a move past 3/4 in 1:30-4, and these two are going to go at it. We're going to have a race here in the finale. It's Trey Rock on the inside, Boozer on the outside. Boozer on the outside, only about a half length back as they hit the top of the stretch. It is Trey Rock trying to hold off Boozer. Trey Rock and Boozer. Trey Rock is too much and will win it. Boozer was second with hard for one guy, finishing third. Time of the mile, 2:01-3.
Well, the mare takes it to the boys. Trey Rock, Corey DeArmond, Drew Neal. Drew Neal for his 4th win on the card and a DeArmond double.
Flip it back. I think, yep, that's correct.
Numbers guy. 5-year-old daughter of Pet Rock. 1 for 16 this season. She gets her 2nd on the year. This is a horse that really showed some talent as a 3-year-old. She made $150,000 in her career and has only made $30 the last 2 years. So she's been made a lot of money in younger days, but she's been in pretty good form here. The qualifiers were fast. 1 and hours of 7 on July 5th. Actually didn't even notice this when we were talking about the race. She's been off since July 12th. She's been off for 6 weeks. Comes back a winner. Boozer this week had 2 seconds and 2 wins.
Unofficial 2, 3, 4, 6 is what I have across the wire.
I think it's 2, 3, 4, 6, 1, 5.
Numbers guy.
It's going to be my nickname.
We do go official. Well, while we are waiting for our winner's circle presentation, I don't know where our horse actually even is.
That's all right. Even if she was on the track, you can't see her.
Well, it's getting a little dark.
It's definitely
we
getting
do
a little
not
dark
say
here.
we do not have proper track lighting here. Oh, it's slowly coming back. But remember, join Stephen and I tomorrow along with Don Tiger, 11 a.m. at Canfield, and I believe it's Wasion on the other side of the state at 11:30.
Matt's got to be at Wasion.
Oh yeah, that one's a little bit closer for him.
The race winner. 3 Boozer was second, 4 Hard for One Guy third, 5 Western Boots sixth, and the 6 Section Line Seaside was fourth. Top down, we got a 5, 1, 2, 3, 6, 4. Thanks again to everybody that came out to the fair today. Still plenty of action on Midway all weekend long. Hope to see everyone this weekend.
Well, we will hang on here for just a minute so you can see our winner, Drew Neal, coming back for the 4th time.
Here comes your 13th race official winner. It's the 2 Trey Rock. Trey Rock, a 5-year-old daughter of Pet Rock, out of the Towner's big guy mare Trey Cress. Trained and co-owned by Corey DeAirmond of Youngstown with Cap Equine Estates, also of Youngstown. Driven to victory here by Drew Neal. That is 4 wins on the card for Drew Neal and 2 for Corey DeAirmond.
That should do us. We're going to wrap up the 2025 meet of the Great Geauga County Fair here in Burton. 13 now in the books. As I mentioned, join us back here at 11 a.m. tomorrow. We're going to be at Canfield.
No, I'll be back at Worcester in a couple weeks.
All
I think I
right.
got a week off. But
A week off?
Everyone enjoy their Labor Day weekend. I need a week. I'm taking the holiday and relaxing.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us. From everybody at OHHA, I'm Ashley Daly. We hope to see you at a track real soon.